Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What was said to the people then? What we say now and what we do is two different things. I'm having a conversation about two things: Iraq, Israel, and Palestine. And how do my Hebrew Israelite brothers feel about this? I'm talking to them. How y'all feel about this? Is it workable? But we're also talking about debating race. Has claiming black benefited black people? Let's talk about it. So let's talk about it today. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat so everybody could jump on and everybody could have a grand time today. I'm opening up the panel. Got my brother Thunder jumping on in a second. Let me pin the message. Anybody could jump on. We're gonna have a conversation today. This is a serious conversation. How has black benefited you as claiming black? How has it benefited you as black people? Let's talk about it. And we're going to talk about Iran, Israel, and Palestine, Hebrew Israelites. Is it World War III? Because y'all running around, yeah, join us. Because we got the truth. We in the truth. We in the truth. Let me share this on Facebook, yo. Let me share this. Hey, peace and love to y'all, man. Shout out to Mika in the building, man. Mika don't like delivering my messages. I think I'm using and abusing our friendship. She think I'm abusing our friendship, man. That's what she think. Poor me. Am I abusing our friendship, sweetie? Oh man, I put the wrong link. I put the StreamYard link. I mean the YouTube link, G Money. YouTube. We need the YouTube link. Come on, jump on the panel. Come give your opinion on either issue. I'm abusing our friendship. And by the way, shout out to her. I hope you had a beautiful holiday. I mean, a birthday. I'm sorry. Shout out to you, man. You're actually born the day before one of my most famous, favorite people in the world. Mika should put up your cash app. Let's see if you get any cash app love from these people. Happy birthday, Mika. Get a cash app. You know what I'm saying? All right. So who wants to join the conversation? Some people are ashamed to be black. Some people are ashamed to be African American because American is attached to African, so they don't like it. Come on. We proud to be black. We argue about FBA, ADOS, should get reparations, who shouldn't get it. Da, 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 da. We have all these arguments. Come on down. We're debating race. Has claiming black benefited black people? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We need to talk about it. I'm here studying all day, man. I was here studying some stuff, and this slave trade is a piece of work, man. It's a piece of work. Black African power, no problem. I just want to point out. I was looking at this map today. Let me tell y'all what I was studying today. Looking at this map. I want y'all to take a look at this map right here, right? Where's the map at? Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map at? So I can't see it in Chrome. Oh, here we go, right here. My bad. I was looking at this map, and the reason why I'm looking at this map for y'all, to those who don't know, is this is a map of all the Jewish communities before 700 AD. Do you see any in West and Central Africa? Do you see any in South Africa? And we're supposed to believe that the people who have lived here is supposed to be Moors, Israelites. Well, Islam is another conversation. 30% of the slaves that came over were Muslim. We're supposed to believe that somehow these Jews just popped up. We know where they came from. They came from here, Europe. The Sephardic Jews. They came from right here. Yep. That's where they came from. Right here, Gao, right here. Trade routes. You can see the trade routes. See, Niger. They got over here near Chad. They got trade routes all over Kano, Borneo. You got trade routes all day. Just show me these Jews. Where they at? I know Jews was in Algeria after 700 AD. We know that Jews were in Mali, the Radhanite Jews who came from Persia. Yep, so that's what I've been studying all day, family, looking into. I've been back on my studying game. Oh, I have that book. I have it. I was reading that today too. Reading that today. You know what I'm saying? All right, but who wanted to talk about Iran, Israel, Palestine, Hebrew Israelites? Is it World War III? HJ, I have no fear of anyone. This is not my channel. I don't run YouTube. So if they choose to shut me down, that's their choice. I was studying Mali because my brother Orthodox Moore is talking about Mali. Let me show y'all what I was looking at. There was this big famine in Mali where 50% of the population got killed out. But if you study slavery in Mali, you see that a lot of thousands of people was being shipped during the trans-Saharan slave trade way after the Arabs took over. Way after. They were still shipping out from Mali. Mali was where they were shipping people and going into Europe, whether it's the Songhai Empire, the Mali Empire, the Ghana Empire. They were shipping Negroes, so-called Negroes, black people, whatever you want to call it. They were shipping these people out. Thousands of people. And guess what? Let me show y'all something right now. Look at this right here. Well, for this guy right here, for his book, I was using it to study wider. That's why I was using it for, beloved, right here. See, the same book you talk about biblical DNA, right here. I was studying it to read upon wider because I want to get to what the word really means and all that stuff. Shout out to Asari Motep, who put me on to a brother who actually knows the language. See, some of y'all don't like Asari Motep, but you got to know how to approach these people and deal with the issues that they're strong in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all arguing over foolishness while this brother is putting in work. Whether we agree with him or not, he's still putting in work. Shout out to Asari Motep. So this is what I was using the book for. So slave traders by invitation. Talking about the dialects and how they pronounce the word, Judah, Wida, Wide, whatever. So that's why I was using it. Just to let you know. Let me get out of here. All right. So what's going on with Iran, Israel, and Palestine? Is it World War III? I'm not sure that's the only page, but the pronunciation of Hueda was why I actually read it. You know, some people spread misinformation, man, just to try to prove this Israelite paradigm. It's just ridiculous at this point. OD ridiculous. But continue to do that. That's on them. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to handle my business. Senegambia. Who knows that Jews were living in Senegambia and were protected? Who knows? Who has this book? Let me put up a book and show y'all. Garfield don't play when it comes to research. I think Garfield is a joke. Garfield ain't no joke when it comes to this research, boy. I tell you that right now. I got Peter Mark's book right here, for those who are interested. And Peter Mark's book go into, look at this right here for the family. This is Jewish identity in Senegambia. I want y'all to look at something right here. I'm going to scroll up top. Look at this right here. This book traces the history. Hold on a second. Let me make this bigger so everybody could see this. This is the people from Senegambia, right? This book traces the history of early 17th century Portuguese Sephardic traders who settled in two communities on Senegal's Petite Côte. There they lived as public Jews under the spiritual guidance of a rabbi sent to them by the new established Portuguese Jewish community in Amsterdam. So they weren't slaves. They went there because they were running away from the Inquisition. So in Senegal, look what happened in Senegal now. Muslim rulers did what? Protected the Jews from agents of the Inquisition. So what are people talking about Jews being enslaved in Senegal or Senegambia? Where is this information at? The Petite Côte communities included several Jews of mixed Portuguese African heritage, as well as African wives, offspring, and servants. These merchants participated indirectly in the slave trade, illegally supplying markets with swords. So, ladies and gentlemen, these Jews were protected by Muslims. By Muslims. Jewish identity in Senegambia. Yep. So Golfy been studying all day, man, putting some stuff together. I got to get rid of the pseudos, man. I got to get rid of them, man. Get rid of them. What's up? What's up, Thunder?
Peace. What's good, brother?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. We need some Israelites to jump on too, man, because I think Garfield ready to give somebody some work, bro. He on one today, so let's go.
Hey, I noticed something, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna make the argument really simple for people, man.
What's that?
My man, Orthodox Moore said the Gullah Geechee had the Bible before they came to America, bro.
You know what? If he can prove it, man, let's roll with it. Let's see what he got. I don't think he can prove that. You think he can prove that?
Ain't nobody could prove that, man. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pits of hell, man. Generally, Honor would say that's a lie from the pits of hell.
From the pits of hell.
Where you get that from, Brother Garfield? Come on, my brother.
He said the Moors, the ancient, had the Bible before they got here.
He said, yeah, my brother.
I want to see him prove that one. That'd be a good thought experiment there.
People are funny, man. They're real funny, bro.
I don't know. Orthodox Moore is not a pseudo, is it?
I won't say he's pseudo. I wouldn't say that about the brother. I wouldn't put him out there like that and then laugh in his face. I wouldn't do that. But you know, he found this guy in this church. What's his name? Abu Ibn Said, or whatever his name is. And this lady in the church said that he could speak Hebrew. But when I read his writings, he mentions nothing about that. He even forgot some of his Arabic. But he's able to speak Hebrew. But what type of Hebrew is he able to speak in 1840 or whatever? So he's in the church speaking Hebrew in the 1800s. What type of Hebrew? Is this Yiddish? Because remember, Hebrew was not a language back in the public yet. So how was he speaking Hebrew?
It is a black person?
Yep.
A black man speaking Hebrew yeah.
Ibn Said. Yep. Yeah. I mean, people teach everything, man. And I mean, if the lady said it, she said it. I'm not disputing that, but why would she say that? Because ain't nobody speak. What type of Hebrew is he speaking? He must be Yiddish. You know, people gotta, I mean, even Billy Simons, they're saying Billy Simons knew the Torah very well and all. What is he knowing? Is he knowing Orthodox Judaism, or is he talking about the ancient Israelite practices? How do you, I mean, I don't know, man. Some of these arguments are just, boy, I tell you.
Come on, Israelites, we need y'all to jump on, man. We got to talk about Palestine. We got to talk about what's the other one? Iran. We need to talk about it all. Are we in the end times? That's the name of the show. Yeah, Are we in the end times?
That's what they're preaching, man. They're teaching that.
They're doing it for real?
That's what people say right now. That's what they're doing to pull the people in. This is the best time to recruit people, so they won't get eternal damnation, or they'll get eternal salvation by following what these people are saying. And this is sad because people believe this stuff. People believe it, bro.
You don't believe in eternal salvation, man?
Out of here, bro.
Are you serious? You don't believe in that?
We all gotta die sometime, bro.
Yeah, we gonna die. But are we gonna live? Are we gonna live afterwards?
I have the best children in the world, so I'll be living on through my children.
Listen, bro. Yeah, you tripping.
Them kids don't into me, bro.
You tripping.
Peace.
You don't believe in it.
You're undercover
Israelite. What 93 at? I know 93 got something to talk about. 93. What we gonna do, man? We gonna live after death, bro?
We all gotta die, man. They're gonna make a confession like Bob Marley on the deathbed.
What he say?
They try to say he became a Christian when he became
when he became sick.
Yeah. Say, well, he's been trying to become a Christian from 1972 because his wife became a Christian.
Rita Marley?
Yeah, you know that? Rita Marley.
I know you said she saw the hands of God or something, whatever she said.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But they've been trying to let Bob do it, but Bob didn't want to do it because publicly the Rasta's like, you can't do that. I'm on a Rasta and Ray. So he felt he couldn't do it in public. So in New York, he converted. As a matter of fact, too, let me play that video for y'all right now. Let me play that Bob Marley video right now. Hold on, Bob. My Rasta file. Yeah, Bob Marley. Bob Marley became a Oh, here we go. Ethiopian file. Bob Marley.
That is totally surprising.
The little known story about Bob Marley's conversion to Christianity.
Right. Yeah, they got that right. Little known. I ain't heard nothing about that.
Let me play it for you right now. Bob Marley converted in New York because there wasn't no Rastas around to convince him not to. So he had to convert away from them. So this is the thing. This is the thing now about Bob Marley's body, as far as the people who was around him and all that stuff. Can you hear that?
I can hear you echoing.
Hemisphere. He talks about the current crisis.
I hear now.
Church, as well as the relationship between the church and the Rastafarians. We answer your questions. Do stay tuned. Archbishop Yesak, it is so good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
The Ethiopian Orthodox.
For 1 second. What happened is when Haile Selassie came to Jamaica, right? The people were worshiping him as God. So he sent a priest from the Ethiopian Orthodox Church to teach them about Christianity. So this guy moved to Jamaica and he was Bob Marley's counselor the whole time. The whole time.
So the counselor said this?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's it.
So it's like 14 minutes. I'll let y'all listen to it. Let's listen to this. This is amazing. Nobody talks about this. I was going to put it out on TikTok and YouTube and do it in shorts, but I might as well just play it right now. His name is Archbishop Abuna Yesak.
The Orthodox Church is known by many people, but a lot of people do not know exactly what the Ethiopian Orthodox Church stands for. many people think it's a Rastafarian church. It's a church of the Rastafarians. You are the man who established a church in Jamaica in 1970. Right. That's what, 25 years ago.
Right.
You established a church here. What is your relationship with the Rastafarian community?
Okay. Well, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is known as the ancient Christian church in the world.
The oldest Christian church.
The oldest Christian church in the world. And it teaches Christ as creator and savior. And also maintain the apostolic tradition and succession. Well, when we come to the Rastafarians' philosophy, it is well known. I don't have to explain their philosophy, but the church teaches differently, and the Rastafarians, not everybody, but most Rastafarians, then they have their own philosophy. Now, it will be very difficult for the church to give up this ancient belief and doctrine which exists from the time of the apostle. Now, although the church teaches Christianity and Christ our Savior, well, I would say the majority of its members are from the Rastafarians.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica, yes. Only in Jamaica.
You've attracted a lot of Rastafarians here.
As a matter of fact, between 1970 to 1970
to 1990 something.
Yes, 1978, about 20,000 people had been baptized.
20,000? That seems like an exaggerated figure.
Really, no, not
20,000.
Really. Yes. And then what happened is that afterwards, it was a lot of disappointment because so many Rastafarians expected that, you know, the church has to teach exactly.
Oh, so they felt that you would have embraced their ideology.
Yes, but it was difficult for me. Also, I want them to be in the church, and I would not condemn their belief because every man is free to believe and worship the way he wanted. But
if he's a member of the church, he must follow the doctrines of the church.
He must follow the teaching and doctrine of the church. That is.
And you don't accept this view that Selassie is God, divine, that Selassie was
to them,
reincarnated Christ.
Yes, to the Rastafarian, he is God. But to the Ethiopians and to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, he is not God. He is
in fact, he was a member of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
He was a member of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
Yes.
And a defender of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Really.
Yes. So why didn't he do more to dispel this heretical belief of the Rastafarians?
Well, you see,
he must have heard that these people felt that he was God. Why didn't he do something to dispel that myth?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he sent me for this purpose.
He sent you?
Yes, he tried to introduce the culture and the teaching of our church. So that's why I came. It was not only the patriarch who sent me, but he himself.
He himself sent you?
Yeah, I was then a priest, a high priest in 1970. I was not a bishop. So they sent me, he selected me and sent me here to do that. If it was not for that, they might not have accepted me anyway.
So you came with Selassie's endorsement?
Yes, and Selassie is very important. He is the vehicle for the Rastafarian community to really come
accept the church.
Yes, to accept the church. And I appreciate that too, you know. Although I wouldn't say that the church teaching must change into other philosophy, but
baptized so many thousands.
Yeah.
They left and went over to Boba Dread and 12 tribes.
They did all over, yes.
They couldn't let go of this myth that Selassie
and
was
then
the returned Christ.
Many others still remain throughout the island. They are faithful and they worship. And we have 5 churches or 6 churches in the island.
You have 6 churches in the island now?
Yeah, but most of them are bamboo, built by bamboo and
small.
Yes, that's right. Okay. We do have. And that is it, really. You know,
Yeah.
that is it. And
No, what was your position on the dreadlocks? Did you like the dreadlock? Did you try to discourage them from wearing the dreadlock?
No, first time I came, I never discouraged the dreadlock appearance, because I know that this is what they want to be.
Yes.
And I say to myself, man must not be condemned because of his appearance.
Okay.
So it was, however, a problem in the public that, oh, this is Rastafarian church, Abba,
Yeah.
Mandafro is, at that time, the Rasta priest, and all this. And in fact, I advised some few people, and they cut it, and they call me Barba, Abba, Barba. Yeah, and this thing.
But you advised some of the Rastafarians to cut their hair?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
I did, because, you know, because many of them, they couldn't get job. And many of them also rejected to work. They say that they will work in Africa, and I encourage them to have their own work and to establish businesses and all that. And they did, a lot of them.
So you tried to help them to integrate in the society?
Of course, even the biggest artists, well-known artists who died now, like, I have to encourage them to go ahead and make it, just, you know.
I see.
Yes.
You baptized Bob Marley?
I did baptize Bob Marley in the presence of his wife, Rita Marley, and his children.
Yes.
Yes, family, only the family, because he was not so.
Oh, that's about it right there.
To have it officially, it was difficult for him. Yes,
to get it. Yes,
which I don't want to describe.
Okay.
You know? Okay. And
that's a dagger. Let me
that's about it. Now, do Rastas believe in baptism?
I don't know about that, but as far as Haile Selassie, they worship him as God. That's the problem with it. They can't say he's a messenger of God. They can't say nothing. They don't say that he's God. And he's sending this guy who's talking to convert them to Christianity. The irony. This is what they don't want to tell you. These Rastafarians living this life for so long, they don't want to tell you that Selassie sent a bishop to convert them. Matter of fact, Tazarek is live. I don't want to interrupt him while he's live. But let me finish playing this.
The family, because he was not so willing to have it officially. It was difficult for him, yes.
To get it, yes.
Which I don't want to describe.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And anyway, this is what it happened, you know.
Yes. No, your church also, you see, a lot of people don't understand, your eminence, that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is a Christian church. In fact, you are very close to the Roman Catholic Church. Your traditions are very similar to the Roman Catholic Church. If anybody were to go into an Ethiopian Orthodox Church, you would be amazed as to how the rituals are the same. You believe in the veneration of the saints. Yes, you believe in the veneration of Mary.
Right.
You know, the traditional doctrines.
We do all
you have
this.
maintained
Yes.
of the Catholic Church.
Yes, it's really very little different. The difference is, we still have different, of course.
But certain minor differences.
Outside
papal infallibility.
Yeah.
The nature of Christ.
The nature of Christ.
And I think the Holy Spirit.
And the procession of the Holy Spirit.
Yes, but those are the three minor things.
Those minor,
so you're an Orthodox Christian church.
Right. They will call them today that they are minor, you know, things. But before, they were considered important.
Yes, man.
You
Those
know,
were the issues.
they were the things that people had been fighting from church to church separation. Yes, that's what it is.
Yes.
So now, with the Roman Catholic Church, we have also consultation program. We are dialogue rather. We are learning of each other. I'm a member of the Oriental Orthodox Church and Roman Catholic Bishop Conference in the United States and Canada. We have been working together for 15 years.
Having dialogue with the Catholic Church.
We're having dialogue, and we are trying to understand each other, and perhaps maybe one day we'll come together. That's the hope.
Yeah. We're going to take a break at this point. Later on, we'll speak more about Bob Marley's relationship with the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and the role of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church today. We'll be back shortly. Hemisphere. Archbishop, your church would be opposed to concubinage, a man just living with a woman without marriage. A lot of Rastafarians love that practice. Well, what about Rastafarians who are members of your church? What if they
church does not agree with such life, because The church believe in marriage, one man and one woman, as it is from the beginning.
Not one man with 7 women, like some Rasta.
Not some. That is a Muslim tradition.
Muslim.
So, yeah, that's not the Christian tradition. So we do not practice that, and we do not allow to happen here.
So what do you do with members
with our members?
What do you do with members who flout that?
Well, we advise them to limit themselves.
But you don't excommunicate them?
Well, we do not excommunicate them, but they listen to us.
Yes.
They are willing to listen.
But Bob Marley was a very good member at all. He was a most delinquent member when it came to sexual matters.
Well, Bob Marley.
Why were you afraid to display him? Because he was a celebrity?
No. Bob Marley was a man that he was coming along to learn so much about the principle of the church. Because I told him how His Majesty lived with one woman, with one wife. He only had
told him
one
that?
queen. Yes, and he believed. Some other people advised him that he is the grandson of David and Solomon and David has many wives and all that. But I told him, no, that's wrong. Just follow His Majesty. So he said, yes, Abba, I will follow His Majesty. And he was really coming to realize that, you know.
But he was a man who believed in a lot of women.
Well, that I don't know. That's his private things.
Yes.
I really don't know so much. But
you had to warn him at one time.
I did.
Because some reason why you warned him.
When I heard something like that,
it's a public knowledge.
He had some
children,
women's other than his wife.
Yes,
I advised him many times, and he listened to me. Really, he said, "This, yes, you are right. I'm going to follow this." That's why he was.
So he was trying to.
Yes,
at least the church warned him.
He was really, he was really trying to follow this tradition. And when he was baptized, he cried for half an hour. And I considered it as
he cried,
repentant. He cried. He was washed out with.
What year Bob Marley was baptized in the church? You remember?
Oh, it was. I forget. It's about 7 months before he died.
He baptized late.
Yes.
7 months before he died.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
It was late because
so that's why judge him too harshly.
Before it was difficult.
Before
it was even difficult before, to even discuss matter because he was not a member of the church.
I see.
So after, even though I was very close to him,
Oh, you knew him long before you were baptized.
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, he was always ready to be baptized in Maxfield Avenue and call the media and all that, but for several reasons, he could not do it. And we have to put.
And his wife Rita is still a faithful member of the church.
Oh yes, her and her children from 1973. She was baptized. She never lived.
Oh, Rita was baptized early.
Oh yes, the main supporter.
Yes,
of the church and very faithful.
Very faithful to
and teach the teaching of the church. All the brothers and sisters really.
Let me ask you, Archbishop, did Bob Marley in his sort of later months of his life, did he come to give up the view that Selassie was God? Did you have a discussion with him on that?
Well, let me tell you, Bob never even mentioned about His Majesty as God in front of me. He always asked me, Abba, who is Christ? I told him, Christ, Jesus Christ, the one who was crucified.
Yes.
Good. You see, Bob is not an easy person. You see, he's very diplomatic too,
Yes.
Especially, he has a very good respect and a great respect rather for me, Anything that is not right, he would not do in front of me, whatever. Yes.
I see.
He has a great respect as I had come from Ethiopia.
Yes.
And he was really a very respectful person.
Yes.
And we had no much discussed. But one thing I remember about him, about dreadlock, is that I asked him, Bob, why do other children, Rasta children, they grow their hair because I see little ones also grow their dread.
Yes.
It become dread. I told him, his children, all of them had nothing. So why then? I said to him, Abba, I would never persecute my children. I would never force them to do. When they grow, if they like it, they will make decision for themselves.
Yes.
That's what he told me. It was really great,
Yep, that's it right there, bro.
Yeah, I must say he definitely converted during his
He was supposed to. I said 1972, but it was 1973. And y'all talk. I gotta take this phone call. What's up? What's up, Fortune?
93, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Good. I don't know. Evening, late afternoon.
Evening, man. What you got?
Yeah, it's about going on 6 p.m. Yeah.
What's good, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just tuned in. I seen Garfield going in on the Hebrews, so I just got some popcorn and sat there. I'm surprised nobody wanted to come up and challenge any of the information. Garfield, you losing friends or something?
What you think about Palestine, bro?
Oh man, you trying to get me? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I do sympathize with a little bit more with the Palestinians. And driving in my city, I didn't even know there was a whole Arab side of Chicago. They got free Palestine all up there. So this is interesting. I think this is one of the first times that a significant part of the public are able to criticize those certain type of people and it not be, you know what I'm saying? Feel me?
Yeah.
This is the first time you got celebrities getting fired from their jobs. You got people, famous people on Twitter talking about it. But as an African American, I'm just sitting back. You know what I'm saying? We got our own shit over here to worry about. But yeah, hey, freedom people over there, man.
Man, listen. I'm the other way, bro.
You the other way. You pro how can I say it? You pro Semitic.
Yeah, I'm pro-Semitic. I'm pro-Semitic, bro. Them cats, you can't kill 1,200 of us, man, and we ain't finna just do nothing. We finna turn up. It is what it is.
Hey, them people been killing them people over there for years. Oh, look, West African EM2, what's up, brother? In that Niger Congo Bantu lineage.
Hey, I had a conversation with Rebecca Wallenberg. Right, let me see if I could play the last part of it.
Uh-oh, that sounds like one of those good, nice old pro-Semitics there.
Listen to this right here. All right. So as far as teaching, you say so I can't sway you to come to N books.
Yeah, my partner's trying to teach me how to write, and I do this for a living. Like, come on.
Get you on so we could promote that some more and talk about it. Because I want to get that Abrahamic vernacular going.
Oh yeah, we should talk about it. Everyone should get along for a little while. Peace in the Middle East. Everyone's happy. It'll be great. All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, before you go, you just said peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Do you think naming the area, changing the name to Israel was a bad thing to do, or they could have just lived there and just, because I think, to me, and I'm from the outside looking in, I'm just in, I'm in my early, I'm not that old, but the point I'm trying to make is, when I hear about this, being born in Jamaica and come here, because in Jamaica I wouldn't even talk about this topic. When I come here now, it's all about the government supports Israel more than the Palestine, and they're supporting both of them financially, but they support Israel more. But I said to myself 2 days ago, I'm like, what if they didn't name it Israel?
Right. If they named it Palestine like it was under the British, I'm telling you, that would be that would be a hot tip. Listen, all I can say is that as a professor, whether you say Israel, Palestine, for each particular century is like so fraught. The students freak out. So I've just adopted whatever century we're in, I call it what the people who rule it call it, right? That's it. So it's like Byzantine Palestine, it's Roman Palestine, it's biblical Israel. I mean, it is fraught. I agree with you. Names are important.
Boy, I tell you, I wish we could solve it. And I guess that's why a lot of people hate, like, they hate on the Bible, because they feel like it's more religious based than actually human beings. Because sometimes you can't even tell an Israeli from a Palestinian. You can't even tell the difference. Yeah. All right, so yeah, that was I did an interview last week with
I'm convinced, Garfield. Go ahead, tell us, slide in the DM. I'm down.
Funny. She's actually one of the most brilliant persons I've ever interviewed. She's like a real top dog. When I mean top dog, I'm talking about, and I told her in the interview, like, I don't want to interview you and say that you're a woman, because I want you to realize that whatever you are, your gender plays no role in how much I actually respect your scholarship. She's a beast, man. She taught me so much in that interview. It's ridiculous. I got to bring her back after that. But I brought that up to talk about the whole Israel thing. I'm not a guy to pick sides, but to me, it seems like regular people are picking the Palestinian side. Am I wrong for thinking that though?
No, a lot of people can relate to what is perceived as, hey, listen, y'all going back to a land that's people disputed, even if people don't, even if we're not doing the Khazar argument, y'all are coming with a Zionist kind of approach, and there's people already there and they're suffering. You guys are the professional victims of history, and now you're the victimizer to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that to take into account?
Yeah. What do you say, Thunder?
No, I don't do that shit. Look, I agree. I say the same way they went over there, we came over here, and we settled. We had our own cities, our own towns, churches, blah, blah, blah. Mind our business. Israel should have been allowed to do the exact same thing. Them cats are anti-Semitic.
Who's anti-Semitic? The
Palestinian.
Palestinian.
Who are
But
also
let me
Semitic?
ask you this though: who was living there in 1900?
Both of them.
All right. So all these people was living there, right? Now, do you think that them coming in and moving these people from where they are with the whole Aliyah, the whole return to Israel, I'm telling you, I've been saying this for months that it's Bible based, bro. These Muslims,
yeah,
they're non-believers, and you know what I'm saying?
it is biblical based, but that was still Britain's land.
Yes,
That's where everybody.
That's what I'm trying to say, though, because all of this is connected. Because Britain was considered the fourth corner of the earth. So when they're like, oh, this is going to be the time of the Messianic era and what age and all that stuff. That's why when Columbus came and all that stuff, they start talking about Mormons. Mormons came after that and start talking about this is the area and the Hebrew Israelites grabbed that from the British Israelite stuff. Bro, it's just one big confusion that's based around the Bible, bro. Without the Bible, there's no war, bro. I'm telling you. Without the Quran, there's no war. Without the Bible, there's no war. Without the
let me do this.
But they hadn't behind it. Let me say this. They hadn't behind it. Garfield, those people don't really even believe in their own. A significant portion of that population is pro-rainbow. That's one of the most safest rainbow communities.
That's facts.
Them dudes are in the mosque getting zesty. So y'all don't even believe in that, but y'all wanted to use it when it comes to religious political stuff to say, well, this is some kind of prophecy. We have to return here, and when we get here, we have to be sodomites type stuff. So I don't even believe them when they say all of that. It's politics, Garfield. They wanted that land back. They wanted to just get in there. They seen.
Now go ahead. I'm on the phone. Go ahead and keep cooking.
They seen it.
93.
Yeah.
Did was that Israel once upon a time?
Oh yeah, the land.
No, it wasn't.
What?
Garfield got his little
part of it was a part.
Okay,
he got his little spin. Yes.
No problem. Yeah, so part of it was Israel. Right? So they're not just imposing themselves on a land that they never inhabited, according to history. They inhabited that land.
Yeah, well, by that logic, they can go back to the Caucasus, though. They can go back to the Black Sea region.
Yeah, they could. If they weren't getting exterminated, yeah, they probably could have in 93.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, listen, there's a remnant of the quote unquote. Matter of fact, did they do a genetic study on some of those people?
Yes, they did.
The ones that wasn't necessarily
all Jews. Yeah, here go James.
All of them wasn't Jews that had those Canaanite ties. No, let me not even go there. Because Garfield gonna come in and mess that up. But my whole thing is from an outsider looking in, it's all fake to me. So they would have to make me believe that they believe in their religion, and they're showing you that they don't. You can't claim the Yahweh God of the Bible and then turn around. Wait, no, you can't claim him and then you turn around and you doing the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, he don't rock with. And if those Palestinians are Muslims, a lot of them don't do that with the current, with the encroaching, I'll say, Semitic people are doing. They don't believe in their own religion.
93.
They try to use it.
What you're doing is thinking that the Jews over there are waving flags. I don't think we see no evidence of that. Now Israel is you have Orthodox, unorthodox, and you got everybody else that's over there. There's all kind of people over there. You got United States citizens over there right now. You got all kind of people over in Israel. So if they waving flags and hunching little boys, that don't mean they Jews, especially Jews that that are practicing Jews. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they doing the thing. They gay as everywhere. They probably gayer than the U.S.
That's what I'm saying. They are, but my thing is,
you can't put that on the religion. You can't put that on the Jews. The Jews, I don't think the Jews have to allow it because they're not. It's not a monarchy. It's like you have the right to practice or not practice in peace.
Okay, but one of the reasons that they tried to even go back there, they were appealing to their religion, some kind of return, some kind of ethnic rising.
No, I thought they were appealing to their people, the Jewish people, not necessarily the religion.
But they only want to go into that area because of the religion, because they say this is where they come from.
No, it's historically a fact that's where they come from.
Okay, so it's true, but how much did they retain of that Canaanite DNA? And mind you, in the Bible,
all right. How many of us are 99% African? How many of us 99% African?
All right,
very little.
Okay, that's fair, right? But our situation is different from theirs. They weren't taken forcefully into Europe and into these other places and made slaves and forced into having relations with their captors.
No, you're correct. They weren't. Well, I take that back. No, you're not correct. Because hold on, Jay. Hold on. So you got people that you had many of those Africans, if not all of them, were enslaved and brought over here, right?
Right.
Now the Jews, they weren't enslaved and brought over here, but they were fleeing persecution. They were fleeing extermination. They were fleeing harassment and just they couldn't even settle in a lot of those areas, not because they did anything wrong, but because they were Jews. So
that's right. But that's only
are you correct? Yeah, but it's still some similarity.
That's only in countries. That's only in countries where if the populace is mostly Muslim or Christian, because there were Jewish people in China. Chinese traditional religion, they don't got nothing against Jewish people like the Muslims and the Christians. Only the Muslims and the Christians got a beef with Jewish people.
The belief. I don't want to make no comparisons between us and them because those people could blend in with other populations. You'd have to.
No, you can't do that.
Jewish people are Ashkenazi. So and genetically, like their DNA lines up mostly with Europeans, but they do have a component with them. I think around 20 to 30% that is from that Levantian region that is Canaanite in origin. But Palestinians on average have more Canaanite DNA. But in the Bible, they keep arguing that they are not Canaanites.
Well, let me just make this clear because I don't appeal to their religion. My only issue with them is that they used it to go over there and they really don't believe it. Whether they're the people or not, I believe a significant portion of modern day Jews, at least as far as lineage, they have some Near Eastern lineage that could be found there and tied to Canaanites. Autosomally, that might be a different thing. Biblical DNA can do that. But my thing is, if you're going over there appealing to some kind of return to your ancestors' religion, the land that they took, then you need to be playing that role. You can't go over there and go against your religion and then use it when it's convenient to try to keep Palestinians out.
But even in their Bible, they're taking it from the Canaanites because their God told them to go and destroy all the Canaanites and kick them out because this is their promised land that their Mesopotamian God gave them, or their Canaanite God gave them. So
listen, those walls, that Wailing Wall, all these things are historical. This ain't something that people just made up.
So was the wall of Jericho, and they tore them down too, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. But the point is the area that, yeah, I agree with that, but the area is what I'm talking about. Bethlehem, that ain't some just made up figment of imagination.
That's true.
Judea. All these things are historical. So you can't just say,
so it's
they went up. No, bro.
So these Phoenician cities. So is all these places that the Canaanites had. They had cities. They had Jericho. Jericho's one of the oldest cities on record. Like these things existed before the Jewish people, before these Canaanite hill tribes came together. So these Jewish people, according to that book, I don't know about historical, but according to that book, they come in and they go and destroy these areas.
Don't even worry about the Bible. Leave the Bible out of it.
But you're saying they're doing this because of this book.
I didn't say that. I said that they historically have been there. That was Israel. That's what I said.
Historically, they were Canaanites.
I don't give a damn what you call them. That area was Israel. Period.
But that area was also the Moabite kingdom. That area was.
You can call it whatever you want.
There were all these other kingdoms. Israel was
all the stuff you want
amongst many.
Call it all you want, James. That all you way off the point. The point is that was once Israel. That's the point. So if they want to go back,
bigger than the actual kingdom that existed in history.
That is a fact. That's a fact.
So they can't claim all of it. They can't even claim all of it. They can't.
Well, that's debatable. I mean, but the point is,
don't use God to say that though.
All right, but the Moabites also got a claim too. And
who are these Moabites? Where they at?
Yeah, them niggas.
They in the Palestinians, bro.
Them niggas is dead.
You said the Moabites and the Palestinians the same thing? Is that what you say?
They're descendants of that, but so are the Israeli people. They're also descended from them people too. They basically.
I'm asking you, are you saying that the Moabites are the Palestinians?
No, culturally.
Thank you, Jane. What are you doing, man? You got to stop.
The Moabites got. Well, I would say they're part Canaanite or part whatever it is today because they just disappeared from the scene after like 400.
Exactly.
So they're like
them folks been gone 1700 years.
They probably carry the same genetic markers. So I mean,
maybe. But what's a Moabite marker? I ain't never heard of that.
It would be the same as the Palestinians.
No, you gotta prove it. You gotta show that.
People, man, it's the same people, bro.
You gotta show it.
Show what we gonna show?
What's a Moabite marker? What's a Moabite marker?
All right, no
right. We know what the Jewish marker is. We know what the Ashkenazi marker.
There's no such thing as a Jewish marker.
I'm sorry, Ashkenazi, right? I'm sorry. The Ashkenazi, we know their marker.
Yeah, we know Ashkenazi. We know the Sephardic Jews.
Yeah, we know the Sephardic. Yeah, we know that.
They are
R and J.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. Now, what are these Moabites?
But the Canaanites are also J too.
I don't know why you're making a distinction.
Let's not get tied up.
Yeah, I don't even.
They're basically the same people, but these are
any
different
appeals
cultures.
to God or their religion. You lost me with that because you're not that.
I'm saying don't appeal to it. Don't even bring God or the Bible into this.
No.
We're talking about historic.
Thunder, that's what they do over there.
No, that's not what they do.
Well, historically, Israel's not that big, and historically, Israel was many kingdoms. That was also there too.
Hold on, James. Let's go to Google 1 second.
Let's go to Google.
Let's go to AI. What AI said? The Moabites were Canaanites who lived on the east side of the Dead Sea and had the same DNA as other Canaanites, including the Israelites, Phoenicians, Ammonites, and Edomites. According to a scientific report, the genetic heritage of the Canaanites can be found in modern-day Arabs and Jews.
That's about it right there. That's about it, James.
From Moab,
that's about it, James.
I agree.
No, you don't agree. You keep making a distinction between Moabs and the Jews. They just said they told you they're
the same people. They're just different cultures, bro.
They're the same people, bro.
I said that, but they just have different cultures.
Yo, I was told that the Moabites are the Chinese.
I
off the stage in Clubhouse.
Ain't that the
I don't know about that. I don't know. I ain't never heard that. But I'm just saying, when we're saying that area and we talking about the people, you can't get this thing. You can't draw a line between Moabs and no, them boys are all the same, according to that article we just read. So
if they're the same, then why you for either side?
What side?
You said that you moved for Israel, and you say that the Palestinians are anti-Semitic, but they're technically Semitic people. Even if they speak Arabic,
my brother, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about anybody that says that Israel don't have a right to be there, that Israel need to be executed, and Israel need to be burned down and done away. That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I ain't never said nothing like that. They just need to coexist over there.
There you go.
I believe Israel has the right to exist. It does.
And anybody that don't believe that Israel got a right to exist, to me, y'all niggas is whack. Because they historically have a claim to that land.
But you
all right, hold on. Time out. Now, historically, though, they were taken over and destroyed 722.
That's a fact.
Right? Now, there's no more Israel after that.
But now let's go to Palestine. When did Britain? Okay, well, we can fast forward later. Go ahead. We'll fast forward later. Go ahead.
Let me show you something. Right?
Go ahead. Right? We'll fast forward later.
You never saw before in your life. I'm gonna teach you something right now. Look at this.
I appreciate it.
Do some Google work today, right?
Let's do some Google work.
Watch this, family. Let's Google names of the Levant, right? And we're gonna find an article right there on Wikipedia, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna come down, we're gonna say retinue. That's what the ancient Egyptians call the area. Then we have Canaan, then we see where Canaan is mentioned in history. We have Phoenician, we have Israel and Judea, we got Assyrian Syria, we got Palestine. An early version of the name was first recorded by the ancient Egyptians as Peleset. Herodotus later called the whole area Syria Palestine.
No problem.
In his histories, 450, and included the entire territory of ancient Israel and Judea.
No problem.
Look at this now. The Romans applied the term Syria Palestina to the southern part of the region, beginning where? AD 135.
Okay.
So now we have the name Palestinian on record.
So 2,000 years ago.
Hold on.
No, let's highlight that now. 2,000 years ago.
You're right. 2,000 years ago, 2,400 years ago, and over 3,300 years ago. All right. Now watch this now. We also have the name Philistia. All right. I won't go into when that was or whatever.
No problem.
So we have different names. So we do have the name Palestinian, right?
Yeah.
I am saying they should have left the name and just moved back there. That's what I would have said. That's all I said. So look at this though. As a side note, Standard Hebrew has two names for Palestine, both of which are different from the Hebrew name for ancient Philistia. The first name, Palestina, was used by Hebrew speakers in the British Mandate of Palestine. Wow. So when the British Mandate of Palestine, what year was that? 1920.
There you go.
Damn, yo.
There you go. So that's where I can land my plane right there. You just landed for me.
Damn, yo.
You landed for me. I don't even got to say that after that. That's it.
I feel I'm not. You see, that's why this whole black thing pisses me off, man. My whole views on this black thing has changed because of this community. I now call it idiots and non-idiots. That's what it's about. Idiots and non-idiots. You want to be a racist? You're an idiot. Point blank.
I say black and nigger. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
Yes.
I say you black.
That's black. What you mean? What is, I missed that.
Black is Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Martin Lawrence. Niggers is Boys in the Hood, New Jack City. That's maybe that help you out.
It seems like nigga is anything that you don't like personally.
No, not about a like. We're talking about the best representation of our people. The best representation of our people, in my opinion.
Different representations, though.
Say again.
There's so many different representations, though.
I said the best. I don't give a damn how many it is. The best.
They're very dichotomic. So the best. Either one as either this or that.
There is so you're saying that there's no worse. There's no worse representation of. All right. So you're saying that the Cosby Show and Miniature Society, those should be viewed in the same light.
What you mean?
But here's the wait. But here's the thing. There's so many things in between that is black. There's like, what do you call it? Like black nerds. There's like black people in theater.
No problem. But there is a worse.
But that's not Cosby.
These dumb niggas with these dreads and these mop-head niggas that's on the corner. I'm not finna sit here and compare them niggas.
The majority of black people.
Them mop-head niggas that's on the corner. I'm not finna sit there and let them be the best representation of me. No, that ain't finna happen, bro. That's gotta be. I'm gonna go. You know where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to Morehouse, and I'm gonna let them brothers be the best representation of me, not these dumb dreadlock, dumb niggas that ain't got a second grade education. Them niggas don't represent me.
What was a black person that went to City College that didn't go to a historically black school? What if they went to City College? What if they went to different schools? But that's still not a Cosby person.
That is a kind of person.
That's not like a talented 10th.
They went to City College
type thing.
Okay, City College, dumb nigga. City College and a gangster on the street. Ain't you telling me ain't no difference, James?
But some gangsters not even dumb. That's the thing. Like it is nuanced. But you don't look at
by nature. If you in a gang, you gotta be a dumb nigga.
Another extreme.
By nature, you gotta be a dumb nigga to be in the gang. Cause you can be a shot kid you gotta be a dumb nigga.
But there's smart
niggas be in no gang and not be a dumb nigga.
There's smart niggas that get out that game or even progress in that game where they don't even have to do the stuff in the streets.
Okay.
People are complicated, man. Like what I'm saying is that it's not just so dichotomic.
It is dichotomy. I think it is.
At one end.
In my opinion, it is.
Most people are in between or in the gray.
Okay, fine, no problem. But it's still a best and worst of us. That's what I said. You bought in dichotomy.
I wouldn't say the worst of us. I say some of the worst of us will be like some of these dictator niggas. Well, if you want to just limit it to African Americans, yeah. Sure.
I didn't limit it to us. You did that.
No. If you want to limit it to just African Americans, I guess yes. Some
you argue just to be arguing most of the time, bro.
Because I can think of worse people. I can think of
be realistic, dog.
And stuff like that. That's
just be realistic. You got some niggas that you want to be, you wouldn't mind being your neighbor, and you got some niggas you want to be in jail.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. So give me the best of them niggas and the worst of them, throw their ass in jail or put them in a graveyard somewhere. That's me. Same thing with white people. It ain't just black. White people. Give me the Harvard niggas, the redneck trash, what they call a trailer trash. Throw their ass in the garbage somewhere, bro. Give me the best.
You really want to classify
black people?
There's the people that think about race and intelligence too. Those are the people that think that stuff.
That's racism.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that go through Harvard and stuff.
That's fine.
But you want that around you though?
I'll take that. I don't care about anybody not liking me. Why would I care about that?
You want them to live in your neighborhood.
I want them to live. They can live in my house as long as they are not a physical threat to me.
Okay.
The niggas who I'm talking about, the niggas who will rob, steal, and kill from me. Not somebody who don't like me. Which one more of a threat? The nigga that'll shoot you in your head or the nigga that say you smell like a monkey? Which one? Exactly.
Maybe the one that says that you smell like a monkey could do more
harm. Nah, that's right. Give me that one. I'll take that.
They could do more harm to you in a more subtle way.
You gotta be.
At least a dog would just. You
gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding, Jay. You gotta be kidding, bro. But anyway, let's get back to the subject. So we got Israel, right? Israel has traditionally been there, historically been there, and they have all. In other words, when Ghana said, "Hey, there's a year to return, and y'all come on back," bloom, bloom. If all the African Americans went back to Ghana. To me, that's the same thing as all the Jews going back to Israel.
That's not true because Israel has not always been there. Israel was created in what? After the British Palestinian Protectorate.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But Israel was destroyed.
I don't know why you keep disregarding that was not Palestine. That was Britain.
During the Golden Age of Islam, there was no Israel from the Romans after the Romans destroyed it until the British gave up to that. So there was no Israel in that time. So when you say Israel been there, that's not true.
It don't matter. They were there.
So historically were there. Their language they lost because they had to reconstruct the Israeli language.
I'm trying to figure out what in the hell they got to do with that historically being Israel.
But it's also historically all these other things in Israel, like these other kingdoms, were destroyed at one point.
No, Israel, Palestine is still, the Palestinians are still there. Nobody excommunicated them. They still there. That's what you're leaving out, James. They still there, bro.
Yeah, the Palestinians are still there.
They still there. But guess what? We here too. Y'all got a right to the land. We got a right to the land. 1967, let's start this treaty. Y'all finna get this land. We gonna get this land. Hey, man, let's live it. I'll get happy. That's it.
But if Israel was Palestine anyway, why does it need to be Israel?
Israel was Israel had some connections there, but it's still, hey, this is where we at.
All right, if they're doing that, then I think some Palestinians should be like, hey, we're resurrecting the Edomite kingdom, the what do you call it? The Moabite
they can do
kingdom.
Whatever they want to in that little Gaza strip.
It's fair.
That Gaza strip, they can do with it. They can resurrect anything they want to over there.
Moabites weren't even there. You could do the Phoenician states, like Tyre and all that.
You could do Tyre. You could do the car wheel. You could do the paint job. You could do whatever you want to do it in that Gaza strip, bro.
No, ain't no Gaza strip because those places weren't even there. Historically, those were all over where Israel is.
1967, man. You disregard history to a fault. I don't know why you do that.
No, I thought it was 1948.
You disregard, no, I'm talking about, see, again, you don't even know that. If you don't know 67, don't worry about it, bro. That's my point. These ain't just years I'm throwing out my behind, man. That was a huge treaty between Israel and Palestine.
Well,
that's what established the current borders.
Here's the real reason why Israel exists. Because after what the Europeans were doing, the atrocities they were doing to Jewish people, they didn't want them in their country. Because technically, Jewish people should have got land in Europe, but they didn't want to do that. So they sent them away. Because it's part of European anti-Semitism. It's part of Europe.
Man, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta
deal with these Jewish people because they always,
man, I don't know if you be misspeaking.
They always pushing Jewish people to the far-flung corners of wherever they.
What is the area? Okay,
they have always done that.
Where did Jewish people go in Europe over the course of, let's just say, the last 2,000 years? Can you give me the map?
They were in Eastern Europe.
So what are you talking about?
In Italy, they were all over the place, but they were relegated to certain areas.
So what are you talking about?
They were literally under what we will call Jim Crow.
Well, I ain't whatever, man. You talking about Jim Crow? No, that ain't Jim Crow.
Oh my
Jim
God.
Crow was a set of
I'm
laws.
making a comparison. I'm not saying they were under Jim Crow. No, they weren't.
I ain't saying that ain't Jim Crow. I'm saying that ain't Jim Crow.
System in Europe for 2,000 years.
You need to read about 2 books on the history of Israel from the beginning to right now, and then you wouldn't have you would be saying this stuff. Israel ain't just go to back to Israel because they just ain't had nowhere. No, man, they would get persecuted all over Europe.
I know that.
So you can't just say why they could have just got a land in Europe. No, they couldn't.
Well, yeah, because the Europeans wouldn't allow it, but they should have.
Well, you talking about what the could should have, bro.
Proposals for where their homeland would be.
Israel was in Germany. Israel in Jews in Germany, Russia.
Right.
Some parts of China. They went everywhere, man.
All that other stuff. In
they
Britain,
went
they
everywhere.
were kicked out of Britain, but they were kicked out of the UK at one point.
They went everywhere. Them folks they traversed the whole land. You got to think, this is ain't no planes. Ain't no trains, bro.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got to understand it was a way for Europe to get rid of its Jewish population, even though there's still Jewish people in those areas. But compared to where it was back then to today, very small amount. But this was a way for Europe to get rid of its Ashkenazi population, which also in itself harbors some anti-Semitism because they didn't really want them there. It was a solution for them to go over to these other places.
Okay, over to these other places, such as Israel?
Yes, such as Israel. It was a way to
so you're not going to keep blaming the Jews for doing something they ain't had no choice but to do.
Well, no. Well, what are you talking about? Like it's a lot of things. It's not just one thing. You also have Zionism. Zionism is a part of it. It's not the whole part, but it's a part of it. It's a political ideology. Like there's so many different things, and some of these things are not even religious. Some of them are political. Like Zionism.
99% of these things aren't religious, man. I can keep telling you.
I that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's religion. I said there's other factors to it that aren't religious.
There's a question for you on the screen, Thunder.
What do you say? Based on my logic, do Russia have the rights to return? Yes. What you think they're doing?
He funny as hell.
They already doing it.
Does the Haudenosaunee got the right to take back parts of New York and Massachusetts?
Anybody that have those rights, okay, put like this. Let's sum everything up. If you got the money and the power to do something, man, I say do it. That's what I say.
Okay, all right. Oh, so it's a power thing. All right, fine. All right. That makes sense.
If you got the money and the power to do it, you say do it.
If you got the money and the power to do it, do it.
And you got the backing of the largest military in the world.
And you got the backing of the largest military in the world, do it.
All right, that makes sense. All right, fine.
Thank you. Throw it all.
It's about power
in one basket. That's my answer. If you got the money and the power to do it, do it.
All right. Hey.
So the subjugation of Africa, because they got the power.
Do it. Do it.
It's funny how he think he ain't a part of that.
So I ain't say I wasn't a part of it. No, I mean, as a people, not me personally, but as a people, yeah, I am a part of it. And
well, I hope they don't take back what do you call it, Atlanta. The surrounding
how you gonna take back something when nothing there was never there?
Hey, can I ask
Atlanta?
What's up, man? Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta.
Hey,
hold on. Can the French take back New Orleans and New France?
Mm-hmm.
Did the French own it?
Yes,
of course they did.
Do they have the power? Do they have the money and the power to do it?
They might have the money. I don't know if they
Do they got the money? Do they got the money and the power to recolonize America? Yes or no? Yeah, exactly. Who else? Somebody want to say something?
That was me.
What's up?
This is all B.
What's up, man?
Hey, so check this out, bro. So I was listening, but I do got some questions because I want to see. I'm trying to understand like the we're coming from with it. So personally, y'all actually recognize from what y'all know, from the knowledge that y'all know, that of the Ashkenazi, do y'all recognize or believe that they are actually descendants of ancient Israel? Because we're saying keep the Bible out of it, but all these people, their claims and their names are based off of biblical stuff, like Palestine with Philistines, Israel, all that is biblical. So, but this Ashkenazi, that name, we know biblically that is tied to Gomer, which is Japhet. So, do y'all, even though they claim that they are the descendants of Israel or that land, and they can say anything, they can say DNA says it and all that, but do you personally believe that that is true?
All right, Obi, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Ashkenazi Jews?
I got some information about, but yeah, I'll say yes.
Do you got the nigga information, bro? You got this conscious stuff, or you read Wikipedia?
Well, here's the thing.
Now, if you got nigga information, bro, I'm good on that.
No. Well, information
Yo,
that has been.
Hold up, what's the nigga information, yo?
No, what I'm saying, information that has been researched. Hey, because here's the thing. I don't think that we should just say we discredit something because I don't know if you're trying to come at it from the academia standpoint, but I'm just saying that it's been researched, and some historians say one thing, and some historians say there's different theories. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you want to believe, and that's why I'm asking you personally, what do you?
I don't want to. We ain't got to do belief right now. The Ashkenazi Jews date back to the 1st century, bro. I'm sorry, first millennia.
Okay.
Right? We're talking about Rome and all them boys. That's what they date back to. So it's not something that's made up or anything. No, man, they was a real people. It's just like what I'm saying about Israel. This ain't nothing fake. This is real. Them folks was there. Same thing with us. We can say, hey, man, we used to actually be in the Congo. Yes, that's true. You see what I'm saying? For real. So if we were to go back to the Congo, and here go Kaya just said, I got you, Kaya. If we go back to the Congo and take it over Nigeria, we got the money and the power. Hey man, what we doing?
So here's the thing though. Their story is not really matching, because why didn't so they adopted a whole nother name?
Well, that's belief. Like genetically, they are connected to that land. They are Canaanites, even though in the Bible they say that they're not. They're Canaanites. But the percentage of Canaanite DNA is stronger in Palestinians than in Ashkenazi.
There you go. Because here you go. Remember, we were having a discussion before. I remember when we were talking about race and we were going off of colors, and we're saying, if you're a certain percentage, can you even still claim? Because in that case, anybody can claim, not anybody, but a lot of people can claim that they're Israel, because they're going to have a percentage.
Let me ask you a question, OB. Does Ashkenazi have his own genetic marker? Yes or no?
No.
You're talking to the wrong person.
See, that's my point, man.
I can tell you why.
That's my point. You keep wanting to do opinions and stuff. No, man, I know opinions.
I can tell you personally why I say you're talking to the wrong person. Because, and you can take this how you want, but I'm going to say with this whole genetic markers and DNA stuff, I personally believe that that's only really good once you're trying to link it to your parents or maybe a next. When you're trying to go to this ancient stuff, personally, I don't really subscribe to that, because
so you better disregard science.
Say it one more time.
So you better disregard science, OB?
Not in total, but there are some
Oh,
there are some. No, when you're talking about something so ancient, and you're saying that it's being linked to it, sometimes that stuff it doesn't add. Now, yeah, your mother, your father, and maybe your grandpa, yeah, but going so far back, I think that I just don't see it. I don't believe that that's always, because I feel like what do you, if you have an idea of your lineage, right? Like me personally, I don't, on my mother's side, I don't, it's, the slavery. So that kind of messed up a lot. But on my father's side, I do know how to link my lineage back. So I never really got into the whole trying to link
so
my
you don't believe the
DNA back with
Ashkenazi Jews know how to do the same thing, bro?
Well, didn't they create all this DNA link
Now
stuff?
you're gonna defame the Jews. You know what, man? Oh, you
No,
making some bad arguments, bro.
No, I'm asking you. Who actually are the
Why
scientific
would
stuff?
the creator's origin story? What that got to do with what we talking about, man? Now,
Well,
are you
they
saying
ended
that we can't
because
trust it because they created it?
they say that they linked to this land that they took, and they took from the Palestinians that were already there. The people who are actually, that you and I or your parents actually know that there was Palestinians there. And then this group says that they are linked to it by ancestry, and they prove it through what? DNA. Aren't they the people
Ain't
who are the ones?
nobody, ain't no Jew over there. Ain't one Jew over there say they got rights to that land because of their genetic marker.
That's true. Yeah.
So what?
Ain't one over there, man.
Yeah, that doesn't
So what?
determine Israeli
So how did they say that they were there if it's not through that? What is the claim? How? I'm asking, if you're saying that they cannot scientifically link it, what is because they're in they were in another place.
It's crazy, man.
Anybody,
I can't believe you serious right now. We got people in the Baptist church. We got people in the Baptist church that live in California, Georgia. We got people that live everywhere.
Yeah.
All of them are Baptists. You got Jews that live everywhere. All of them are Jews. The Jew, we know biblically, well, we know it. There's a claim to Israel in the Bible, no problem. But we ain't even talking about biblically, man. We're talking about history. We know it was they were there. We ain't got to have that debate unless you just want to be stupid and have a debate. You go ahead. You argue with yourself. I'm not going to argue with you about Ashkenazi being a thing. I'm not going to argue with you about Ashkenazi having their own markers. This is science. Now, if you want to debate that, I can't help you. You can argue with James.
So what about the African people, right? That claim the same thing, that they were dispersed from Israel. They don't have the how come they don't? Okay, how come the Ashkenazi have the claim to that land, but let's say the African people who do?
Do you know that? Hey, James, do me a favor. James, do me a favor. Pull up Ashkenazi Jews and put it on the screen for me. I'm on my phone. Put it on the screen for me.
Real quick, Marcel.
All right.
They did let the Ethiopians in. I'm not saying they're getting the best treatment, but a significant portion of them are converts, and they're over there.
Say that one more time.
I said
say that one more time.
The Ethiopians debated Israel. They let them over there. I'm not saying they get the best of treatment, but they are African people, and they are significantly made up of converts, people who are not descendant of.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not really talking converts, because then I guess that's going to go back to saying we're going back to religion. I'm just saying I always was under, and I might be wrong, but I was under the belief that the whole claim that the Ashkenazi were claiming that they had their their right to that land was from lineage, ancestral lineage, to the ancient Israelites. That's what I wanted to believe. So what about Africans who have their own ancestral heritage story that they claim that they were there too. They don't get the same. Like
My brother,
me, right?
99% of those Jews over there are Europeans, man. They got European heritage. That's not. I don't know what you're doing right now.
No,
Those people ain't.
I
Those
understand him.
white people ain't no. They ain't never. They inhabited that land, man.
I understand him. I just don't know if y'all want to have that whole drug out conversation. I understand what you're saying, Marcel.
Yeah,
What is he saying? Tell me what he's saying.
Well, somehow y'all dismiss the Jews over there as claiming to have a genetic heritage. I didn't say that they didn't. Maybe y'all said that some of them do say they have a genetic heritage.
I've heard them say.
It was
That's
just
why
prior to.
I ain't heard one yet.
Listen. It was prior to the rolling out of DNA. Like DNA was like just beginning to be used, like in the 50s, 60s, and so now you have studies that do link.
Oh, okay. If you talking about pre that, okay, well, you may be right. No problem. I ain't tripping on that. You may be right.
So the Ashkenazi do have a Near Eastern component to them as far as their you can look in their paternal lineage. Some of them do.
Yeah, they have a marker. Yes.
Right.
Well,
and then
it's not
prior
a
to that,
marker.
they were just saying they were just saying, hey, look, shit, we Jews, we have that history, we held on to it for a long time. So they went over there, and some of them do have connections. Some of them probably don't. That's why I brought up the Abyssinian. The brother asked about Africans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them Abyssinians are converts. That meaning they joined. They wasn't really originally Jews. And then you have what's the name of them? The Limba. The Limba got a connection too. So
I mean,
they don't
because right now, like, so on my father's side, right, with Igbos, they say Igbos are Jews, are connected to
that's
that.
some bullshit.
Yeah, they base that off of something very, very simple.
James, share your screen, man. Where we at? What you got?
I'm sharing my screen. Y'all see it?
Hey, Garfield, can you share the screen? Let me text Garfield. I can't do it. Can somebody text? Y'all got Garfield number? Anybody?
Nah, I ain't got Garfield.
Nah, I don't.
Okay, if I drop off, I'll come back on.
What was y'all about to show?
But about Ashkenazi Jews. But that's the thing, though. When it comes to like what do you call it? Like with like even like the Lemba and all that.
Yeah.
They have a component that comes from Yemen, the Middle East, but it's not specific. There's no genetic marker that specifically says, and this is where Thunder is messing up. There's no specific marker that's going to tell you that you descend from ancient Israelites or Jewish people. There's none.
I didn't say that.
None. But that's what you said. There's a Jewish marker.
I said James, listen, man. If you're gonna represent what I'm saying, bro, don't get on my nerves today, James.
Genetic component that is from the Levant in these people, and these people
genetic. Listen. If you finna, you don't mess up.
But it's
don't mess up, man.
But it's indistinguishable.
Don't mess up.
Canaanite. So
I'm saying, you keep talking about Canaanite. I ain't said nothing about no Canaanite.
But this is what it is. This is what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazis have a Levantian, Near Eastern genetic component that matches ancient.
Hey, let's read what's on the screen. What we got? What the screen say?
Hold on. Where you want? You seeing my screen? Y'all see
at the top? Yeah, we see your screen now. Go ahead.
You want me to go to the DNA?
No, right now, right at the beginning for my brother OB.
All right, let's see. Ashkenazi Jews, also known as Ashkenazi Jews or Ashkenazim, constitute a Jewish diaspora population that emerged in the Holy Roman Empire around the end of the first millennium CE.
So what year was that?
As the first, so that's like 100 AD, first millennium. Well, that's like from I guess 1 AD to 99 AD, first millennium. Or actually, no, the first 1,000 years. So never mind.
Millennia is. I was about to say you talking about a century, bro.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's keep going.
Well, traditionally they spoke Yiddish and largely migrated towards northern and eastern Europe. during the Middle Ages due to persecution.
All right. When was the Middle Ages?
That is from all of Rome to the Renaissance.
No, just put
to the 15th century. Go ahead.
Just put your mouse over Middle Ages. You ain't got to click on it. Just put your mouse over.
I was right. From the fall of Rome to the middle to the.
So from 500 AD to 1500, right?
All right. Yep.
That's when they started to make their way toward Northern and Eastern Europe. All right. Due to what? Persecution. This is what I was telling James about. All right, let's go.
But I know that though.
I know you do.
That.
Yeah, but you don't take it into consideration.
I do take it into high consideration.
You said that the Jews could have just went to some other part of Europe and just lived there. I'm telling you they couldn't.
They should have been given parts of Europe because they have inhabited Europe longer, especially Ashkenazi Jews, as compared to them coming in as a completely different people.
All right, what else we got?
Because you have Mizrahi and you have Sephardic Jews who've been there for centuries.
What else we got? Hebrew was primarily
used as as literary and a sacred language until its 20th century revival as its common language in Israel.
So from 500, well, we'll just say from 500 to 19 something.
Let's say 19.
They were speaking Hebrew.
No, they wasn't.
Well, that's what it. Okay, now you tell me.
The way I'm reading it, they were speaking Yiddish.
Right there.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm saying Hebrew was primarily. Okay, fine. Don't worry about it.
So they're only writing it down and saying it in the chants and stuff like that.
Okay, good. Yeah, no problem.
So they were.
We'll go with that.
Is a Germanic language, right?
Yes, it is.
So why
we'll go with that.
It's a West Germanic language historically spoken.
They're not speaking their native tongue, Hebrew.
Nope.
That's weird.
They lost it.
That ain't weird. Why is that weird? Are you speaking Congo, nigga?
But you know what happened to us. We got it taken away from us with when.
Hey, what is a diaspora? What's a diaspora, bro?
It's dispersed. It's the nation.
Why you don't believe that the Jews were dispersed, man? Y'all got to stop with this nigga of knowledge, bro. Y'all got to stop, man.
It's Chinese diaspora and they still speak Chinese or bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Our culture was taken away from us, so you can't really compare us.
Yeah, you can't No, they were not allowed to speak their native tongue. That's a difference.
I don't know about that because the thing is that they were still able to hold on to their religion.
No.
We weren't able to hold on to our culture, but
I'm talking about us because I can tell you, I can tell you about us. Like,
so when you
we weren't allowed to,
when you're talking about a diaspora, Chinese diaspora, bro, you're being disingenuous. Number one, first,
bro.
If you're talking
diaspora,
Chinese people, there are still Chinese people in China.
There's Jewish.
You can't do that, bro.
There's still black people. There's still us in Western Central Africa.
Yeah, but we are not there. We are a whole new different people.
Because
those Chinese people, let me ask you a question. Those Chinese people that were caught up in that diaspora, they still speaking Chinese?
Yeah. If they haven't become American.
You just made that up. And you know you just made that up.
They still
you just
Chinese
made it up.
You
just made it up.
Yes, they do. That's not made up, bro.
Yeah,
but come on, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Come on.
Yeah.
What we got?
Well, we going right here. We just going down the paragraphs.
Ashkenazim adapted their tradition to Europe and underwent a transformation in their interpretation of Judaism. Late 1890s. Okay, so we ain't got to go there. So we know that they go back to the 1000s, right? So they 2,000 years in the game. Period. Go scroll down right there where it says genetic studies.
The game, Thunder, 1,000. Hello?
What?
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace and love to the panel.
Peace.
Thunder.
Hey, peace,
what,
brother?
Big Dog Thunder.
Hold on, let me hold on. Let's read it right quick.
Go ahead. Unfold your question. Go ahead.
No, you good. Let us read it right quick. Genetic studies indicate that Ashkenazi.
Hold on, Thunder. Yo, let's keep it civil. You know what I'm saying?
No, we good. Anybody fine? We chilling. We're gonna do is one more paragraph, and then y'all can go. One more paragraph. Genetic studies indicate that Ashkenazi had both Levantine and European, mainly Southern European ancestry. That's what the genetic studies say. Levantine and European ancestry. These studies draw divergent conclusions about the degree and sources of European admixture, with some focus on the European genetic origin in Ashkenazi maternal lineage, contrasting with the predominantly Middle Eastern genetic origin in paternal lineages. All right, go ahead. Who's somebody will say something?
I got something to say. Peace and love to the panel.
What's up?
Peace and love to the panel. I want to ask one thing. Why the Hebrew Israelites, why they can't just say, I converted? Why it's always got to be, I was born this and can't find nothing else? I'm a Muslim. I ain't going to say, I know for sure my peoples down the line, they was Arabs and this, that, and third. I converted and I like the religion of Islam. That's what I feel best for me. Why can't people just say that? This is what I feel best for me.
They say that.
No, most of them be like, your father had to be this and this and this. Can you do your genealogy? No, I don't trust the white man shit, but you trust the white man knowledge.
All right,
other things that benefit you.
I got an answer for that.
The thing is this. The thing is, let me finish. The thing is this. Just be humble. Like, I don't know my lineage now, but I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I feel it's best for me to uplift my soul. First and foremost, my household, my soul, and my household, my community, my block, and this, that, and the third. Why it's so hard to just say that? You ain't got to be like, I can trace my lineage and this and that and third. Just say, this is what I feel. That's what it is. This how I believe this was best. This is what I feel best for me and my peoples and my bloodline, this and that and the third. Hey, the Muslims don't, and Muslims probably do that, but most of Muslims don't do that. Like, okay, I'm converted. I don't know what my forefathers was coming over in the fucking boats. And some of us, we was some everything. But damn, I'm not gonna say my 20 generations ago we was Muslims and I'm following the genealogy. Y'all say trace it back. Oh, I can't do that. But I'm just saying this is what we was. No, just be like, this is what I feel. This is how I feel that I can save my soul first and foremost. Because when you're dead, you're gonna worry about your soul. You're gonna worry about your soul. This is what I feel that's best for me. Give me a proper moral guidance, moral compass for my life. The Hebrew Israelites do that all the time. My Tazariak do that. They be like, where's your father was? We never hear, was his father Hebrew Israelite? I ain't heard that yet. When my father Israelite, my grandfather Israelite, I haven't heard none of that yet. The Hebrew Israelites do that all the time. What your father was, you was. Just say I converted. I don't know, but I converted, and I feel it's a moral compass.
Let me respond to what you said. Now, about a month ago, Garfield had the same mindset you had, right? He didn't believe me when I told him that Tazariak ain't never claimed what y'all keep saying he claimed. Tazariak has never said that the Hebrew Israelites were originally black. He ain't never said that. And guess what? No, but I am my father. Hold on. Garfield called.
Go ahead, big dog. I got you.
Garfield called Tazariak live on the air in front of everybody. And Tazariak said, now, James, am I lying? Yes or no?
Well, he don't. Look, here's the thing. With the One West camps, like when you look at the history.
No, did Tazariak say what I said?
He say not all of them are black.
No, I said that was Judaism started by black people. What did he say?
Everything was started by black people.
He said no, man. We ain't never said that. That's what Tazariak said.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, we in the same boat.
You're right. All right. Maybe, but I'm just telling you, Garfield, if you hear me now, confirm what I'm saying. Don't leave me out there. I know he probably busy, but everybody heard Tazariak get on this channel and say, "No, we ain't never said that." He ain't never said that. Those folks. Judaism. Yeah, Judaism. Well, I mean, Hebrew Israelite Jew. To me, they're interchangeable, in my opinion.
View that as the same. That's why he said that.
So you saying that Hebrew Israelites weren't Jews?
No, what I'm saying is when you say Judaism to them, they look at that as white invention of their religion.
No, Judaism had to be here before Hebrew Israelites, bro.
That's not what they believe. They believe
well, we can ask him. I know Garfield got his number. We can call him and ask him. But either way, I understand what you're saying, right? As far as here in America, of course, it's preposterous to not think that they weren't Hebrew Israelites before they got here. That's preposterous, of course. I think that's easy, and I agree with you, bro.
Hold on. Let's clear that up.
They're going Garfield.
Hold on.
Come on.
What do you mean by Hebrew Israelites before they got here? What are you talking about?
Before I guess Cherry and all them boys.
Before Cherry, there is nobody in the country claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Before they got here, right?
Before they got to America?
Yeah.
So there were Jews in West Africa, but that don't mean the Jews that were in West Africa are the same people that came over here.
No, we know they were Jews, but did they claim to be Hebrew Israelites? That's what I'm saying.
No, nobody's claiming that. That's
what I'm saying.
Thing. That's an African American thing.
That's an African American thing, right? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So I agree with you, bro. I agree with you on that.
All right. Yeah. It's your show. And y'all could hate on Thunder, but Thunder is kicking y'all butt today. I just want to make y'all know that.
Hold on. Before we go, confirm what I said, Garfield, about Tazaria about a month ago. Confirm that.
About what? What you said about Tazaria?
Well, when you call him and y'all was swore up and down, and he was talking about Judaism was started by black. He said, "No, we ain't never said that." Now confirm that what I'm saying.
Yes, true.
Okay, good. All right, now, y'all go ahead.
That's silly.
Go ahead.
The only thing I'm saying is,
Garfield,
has Tazaria ever show his father's lineage? Have you ever showed that?
LB, hold on, LB. What you said, Faithful? Fortune?
Does Tazaria view Judaism as the same as his belief Hebrew Israelism?
No.
There we go.
Okay. Because we know Hebrew Israelite was started here.
I beg to differ.
Go ahead,
Does he say what your father was, you are? Who has he confirmed his father was Hebrew Israelite?
His father was not a Hebrew Israelite.
So that say you converted. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with saying I don't know where we come from. We come from a lot of mixtures, all that. I feel is best for my moral compass, Hebrew Israelite. That's all I'm saying. All this, my lineage, you got to be, your father was this, but motherfucker can't tell what their father was or what their grandfather was. Come on now.
I got to answer to your question. They don't claim conversion because they want to be able to have the power to tell the other people that they're not Jews. So
exactly. I'm with you. We on the same page.
Yep. I agree with that.
But that's still a contradiction within itself. That's not keeping it 100.
All these
that's not keeping it 100.
They all cling to these ideologies because they want power. They want power.
And I agree. And we agree. And just keeping it 100, like, I don't know, this is best more, what I feel is the best more for me, my soul, and my family. I feel this is best. I don't know. We all know we didn't have some of everything. We the big first man. So of course, some of everything. And I believe everything came from the original man, which we know, African, you want to say black, however y'all want to say it. Everything covered that. It got misconstrued by these powers that be and all that. But just say, I don't know, but this is what I feel was best for me and my family, for my soul. First and foremost, for my soul. This is what I feel is best. And then leave it at that. But all this, here's what your father was, but you ask him, let me see your father lineage. I am my father was. Cause that the car and his father and let us see that then. If you can't do all that, just say we feel this is best for the moral compass.
I think that you are what your father is in reference to being black. But here, go down to history, James.
But far as religion, far as when you putting the religion with it, like you have to be this, and y'all can't show that. Hebrew is like JJ them can't show shit.
That's what
just say I feel this best for me and my peoples. I feel this best. Just say that.
Go up to history.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm with y'all 110%. But I'm telling you, I get tired of that. Of course, I'm from my father's lineage, but you can't prove your descendant line. Of course we can't. We've been over here in this white man land, and they took everything from us. Some of us was, some of us wasn't. That's a known fact.
Go up.
Go up to history.
Yeah, history.
We've been erased from that. You know that, Thunder. We've been erased from that. So get what you feel best for your moral compass, for you and your family, your community, your peoples.
That's a fact. History. Like other Jewish ethnic groups, the Ashkenazi originate from who? The Israelites. and Hebrews of historical Israel and Judah. OB. You see what I'm saying? Y'all can't just keep disregarding history. That way, I can't do nigga knowledge. I can't do nigga knowledge.
Proofs and evidence. We dwelling on proofs and evidence. You're right.
No one has ever said on this panel that they don't descend from Israel.
I didn't say you did. I said OB was speaking on the Ashkenazi as if they don't have any sort of tied to the place, number one, and is not genetically based.
I was hoping he was going to bring up this.
Say it again.
I feel like he was going after this. The way he was talking. This is a lie. Right here. The Khazar.
Which one?
It's called the Khazar hypothesis. Where they think they descended from some like.
Oh, I ain't talking about no hypothesis. I don't care about that. I'm talking about history.
All right, but that's the main thing that they use.
Okay, no, I'm not even gonna argue no hypothesis. I'm gonna argue a history. That's what I'm arguing. Ashkenazi Jews share a significant amount of ancestry with other Jewish populations and derive their ancestry mostly from populations in the Middle East, Southern Europe, and Eastern Europe. Other than those origins in ancient history, Israel, the question of how Ashkenazi Jews came to existence as a distinct community is unknown and has given rise to several theories, which is probably going to come back to what you were saying about those hypotheses and all that. I'm not even going to argue that.
To exist a distinct community is unknown. I mean,
don't see. This is what y'all do. Read the beginning. Read the beginning of the. We're not gonna do no nigga stuff on this show.
Go back up.
No, you don't have to go back up. It's right there. The beginning of that sentence you just read. No, not that.
What?
Other than. Right there, the last sentence.
Yeah, but okay, does it, so when you go back up, it doesn't say what placed them in ancient Israel? It don't say that when you go up?
No, I heard you saying up under your breath about how they came to existence as a distinct community, right? You remember that? You just did that. Yeah. And I said, no, don't start there. Start at the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah, okay, I get it. And look, we're reading this from this Wikipedia, right? So I'm just
other than their origins in ancient Israel, other than those origins, we don't know. In other words, if there's anything before that, we don't have a clue what happened before that. But we know right here that's a fact.
So my main question from the beginning was,
yes.
Well, what I was trying to get to was, other than any DNA, is there information that links them historically that they were in ancient Israel, other than a claim? Is there what is it saying?
A claim?
Okay. I'm asking, what is it that puts them there? All this is one sentence.
We just read it. You must have stepped away. You stepped away?
I asked you to go up. I just asked you to go up.
Okay, yeah, go to the beginning. Go to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just read all that.
No. I remember that part. So, all right, let me see. So it says, around the first millennium, because I was under the impression they just popped up on the scene at a certain time in history, but not in Israel. They popped up on the scene. They were already somewhere else. Is that true or is that not true?
What is the time period? Because the Jews get expelled from their land in the 1st century AD. So it's like you have so many people leaving Israel, forming new communities.
So so the story of the Ashkenazi is there's not that it has to be a claim that they were in ancient Israel and they got dispersed to wherever they ended up at. This was Eastern Europe. Now,
the first sentence say they constitute a Jewish diaspora population that emerged in the Holy Roman Empire around the end of the first millennium BC.
Does that mean the Roman Empire saying that Israel, or are they saying that they were, already pushed out? That's what I'm.
No,
it's not. What?
It was misread. It's the end of the first millennia, so they're not in. This is like almost at the end of like even the Viking Age. So this is in the middle of like this is at the end of the Dark Ages. So this is not even like from the end of Rome to whatever. This is the end of the first millennium. So this is around 900 AD.
So historically, what does that put with the whole, them getting pushed out?
That's like 400 years after Rome fell.
That's what my point is.
And the Holy Roman Empire.
That's what I'm getting at. It's a claim. It's not really. There's nothing proving that they were actually in ancient Israel.
It's been confirmed that they have lineages that
you just read it.
Right, it's confirmed. They are connected to Israel. They're converted to.
Or at least they're using populations at least. So.
Okay, go back up. Go back down. Hold on. Everybody stop. Go back down to history. Let's do it again. I don't mind doing this. All right. Like other Jewish, so we have a comparison. Like other Jewish ethnic groups, the Ashkenazi originate from who?
The Israelites. And
it's right there, man.
Okay.
And Hebrews.
I missed this part. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, good. Okay, no problem. Anybody? Hey, listen. We all missed stuff, so no problem. They originate from the Israelites and Hebrews of historical Israel and Judah. Historical, not no Bible stuff. This is history now. So yeah. If you missed that, no problem, bro.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Go up because I missed this part.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
we good?
Yeah.
Listen, bro, don't fight the feeling now.
No. I do want to. I mean, on my own, I would check out that site, whatever they're citing, to see because.
Read this whole article on Ashkenazi Jews on Wikipedia and other sites, and look at their genetics, look at their history.
Yeah, because. So there's no other. Yeah, I'd have to read that before I say something else about it like that.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be unfair to you.
Because like someone else said too. What I've heard was that people, Ashkenazis, they are maybe not the whole entire group or nation, but there are people within their sect that argue that they are they have their genealogy is to ancient Israelite, like by like the same way most Hebrew Israelites say, like, oh, we're from there. They have their story of, oh, their lineage is from there, and I just never saw anything that actually put them there. The way I knew about them was that I thought that they just popped up on the scene already. They're already in another region in Eastern Europe, and then they just say, oh, we were from here and then back then, of course, there's not DNA and stuff. There's not any way to really prove it. So, Africans, I'll say there's African people that, I mean, we have here in America, we got black people, that claim that, from there. But everyone doesn't acknowledge, the world doesn't acknowledge their claims. But I was always under the impression like, well, how do these people, they get that? And then the land actually, they get moved in to Palestine and then they take part of the land. I mean, that's the part that always got me, because a lot of people can claim that, oh, they're Israelite, they're ancient Israel.
I mean, would you have an issue if Igbo people went over and started doing what the Jewish what's his name, Netanyahu's government is doing to the Palestinians? Would you have an issue with it?
I would, because I can tell you just from that it's not true that Igbos are Jews.
Right.
So anyone who's making that claim is not telling the truth. I mean, that's so yeah, I would have an issue that, because then that would confirm for me to know, oh yeah, there's something else at play. You know what I'm saying? Even if they say there is some kind of linkage, like oh, the ancestral lineage from there, it would be made up. Because I from what I know from, and this is not from no research, this is just from family, that it's not true. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have an issue with it, because then I would be like, oh, okay, this is not.
Why you ain't got an issue with what your family told you, man?
Say that one more time.
Why you ain't got no issue with what your family told you? That's what you should have an issue with.
No. What I mean is my family, as far as I know from my family, we are not Jews. Igbos are not Jews. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from that. But, and I don't know the whole, maybe y'all know more than I do, but I read something about there's a Jewish community or something in Israel that is saying that the Igbos are Jews. And I don't know how.
You know that Nigeria houses Igbo Jews, right?
Yes, but okay, let me explain that to you.
Okay, go ahead.
You can believe me. You can believe it. It's all about what you want to believe or not. Because I'm not
gonna do belief or opinion, man. I'm telling you what's a fact.
Okay. So the people that are the Jews and Igbo, because I used to believe at one point, I kind of believed it too. But the thing is, the people who are the Jews, the Igbos in Nigeria, they just believe that they are. They are. They are connected to the Bible. Okay, Igbo, ancient Igbo land before it was colonized, had their own spiritual. You can call it a religion practice. It's called Odinana. It's still practiced, but it's what happened with colonization. That in the Bible makes that look like, when you hear the term juju, it makes it bad. It makes it so people converted to Christianity. And others, they went, just like how in America, you got Hebrew Israelites, they were probably once Christians, but they turned away from it and went to more of the Judaic side. It's the same thing happened with the Igbo. So yes, you have people, look, the story that they claim their connection is through Gad, through Gad from Eri. And there's no connection between the King Eri and Gad. Eri, there's a person in the Bible named Eri, yes, but that's not the Eri that is of Igbo. And that's what those Igbo Jews are trying to connect. They just believe, and they connected themselves. I used to, when I got taught that, I was like, I believe until I learned the truth. That's not true. That's just, and you can make yourself believe. If you want to connect yourself to the Bible, to Israel, because Israel is the chosen people of the Bible, then you can make yourself believe whatever you want. Anybody can make a connection. The story, if you ever research the story of the Eri and Gad and all that to Israel, that's not a true story. But do you believe that Gad is even a real person?
Eri's only mentioned in one verse, and it's just saying that he's a son of Gad. And that he's like the father of this. He has no significance.
Is Gad a historical?
God is a historical tribal people out of Canaan. Yes, they're documented. There is a theophoric element. It means the god of luck.
Hey, listen, man.
What I said is Gad a historical.
Not a historical person, but a people would call themselves God. That worship.
The story is that Eri, the son of Gad.
Yeah, that was 1,000 years ago. That's why I know about it, bro. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah, 100%. So that's all I'm saying is. So if you ask me about if Igbos did that in Israel, no, I wouldn't agree with that, because I already know what the claims are, and it's not true. And then it wouldn't be right, and I would know there would be something else at play. So I wouldn't support that at all. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. And my family, and my family, we don't have, there's no history of that. That came up on the scene after Europeans came to Igbo land, to that area. That is not an ancient belief that Igbos are Jews. That's something that is probably within the last 100 years. So that's that. I wouldn't, of course, I wouldn't want to say, oh, just because a person from another nation that's in Israel says that, oh, y'all are linked to the Jews. Y'all are linked to us. And then they just go with it. When you already know, if you already know who you are, no one should be able to tell you who you are. If that makes sense to anybody.
I mean, but if you raise the belief in that kind of stuff, then they're going to take the same issue. Well, you can't tell me that I'm not an ancient,
Oh, and I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't argue anyone's belief in their faith or who they are. That's one thing that we shouldn't spend a lot of time doing, because you can't convince. I mean, maybe some people are you can convince them, but I think like us on this panel, no one here is gonna convince anyone to believe that, oh, you're not that, you're this. It's all about what that individual information or what they've been raised as, and it's really what you identify as. That's really what it is. It's what you identify as. If you wanna identify as something, and you want to take on the customs and the traditions and the beliefs of that culture, then you engrave yourself in it and you become it. That's really what, that's what I see. That's what, when you ask me about the Igbo Jews, that's what the Igbo Jews do. If you go down to Nigeria and you go where those Igbo, they believe they are Jews, they practice Judaism. You can't tell them otherwise. Even with the history, the heritage, you can't tell them otherwise. They have their belief already, and they already have their whatever the story is that connects them to Judaism and Israel. That's what they believe.
All right, so let's button all this up, right? So what you done learned today, you got some history about
thank you.
About Ashkenazi. Hopefully we helped you out with that.
You did.
The Ashkenazi, you can't just throw them in the trash, bro. That they huge, and that K marker is a huge part of not huge, but I would say a significant part of the whole Ashkenazi thing. The whole Ashkenazi thing, that K marker is what they're gonna lean on. So you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that too.
So you saying what they're gonna lean on, because there's not really a whole bunch of archaeological artifacts that put them there. It's the K marker is what they gonna lean on as far as their claim that that they were there. If you're talking about proving it, if you're talking about evidence, that's what you're saying, basically.
If you want evidence or anything like that, they're gonna lean on number one, history. History say they was there. First of all, let's start with that, and then we're gonna back that up with that K marker and those studies, and just history in those studies. So history and genetics.
Okay. So let me ask you something kind of maybe more personal about that too, because the Jews were persecuted and they were expelled from their land and they were dispersed all over. Are the Ashkenazi Jews the only, as far as a group that is recognized as a group, that how many other groups can put themselves in ancient Israel, and because my thing is, how come the Ashkenazi, I know about the war and all that stuff, but why would they put out of all these groups, Jews were dispersed all over. Why were they the ones that were put there, set up a state for them in Palestine?
Like, because you got to know what the British did, man. Do you understand how the role that the British play in all this?
Yeah, I know, like, you know, all these all these countries, you know, they didn't want, you know, the Jews. They didn't. I don't think they.
No. The Jews, the British people. You know, the British own that area, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You understand how they do you know the history of how they obtained that area?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, they just took it, right?
No, the Balfour.
Yeah, they battled for it, bro. It was a.
Well, that's what I mean. When I say they took it, yeah, when I say, I mean that with anything. I mean, if you win, you know, and they took the
right to the victor go the spoils, right?
Yeah, of course.
So they weren't given this. That they took it.
No, you talking about Britain. You talking about Britain, but the Ashkenazi didn't take it.
No, I'm not talking about that. We know when I'm talking about historically. We know that the Ashkenazi always that occupied that land. That was.
Sunday, hold on 1 second. Let me hear.
Yeah.
Let me hear Johnny come in for a second. But this is a map of 780 where some of the most popular Jewish communities are documented. This is 700 before 780.
80.
Right? That's on the screen. Yeah. I see Elder Yara in the building too. He's fed up.
Shout out to Yara. Come on the panel, Yara.
Man, I'm up here, man.
He's coming for you. Just to let you know.
I'm tired of this jibber jabber, man.
Jibber jabber?
Jibber jabber.
What you got, man?
Peace and blessings, man, to you brothers, man, to the Brother Thunder, and most.
What's up, bro?
My man, Garfield, man. Peace and blessings to you and to the other brothers on the panel and sisters as well. If you up there, I didn't see.
Peace, Elder Yara in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, peace up, Yara.
But I had a question in regards to these Igbos who claim to be of the tribe of Gad in the west coast of Africa, right? I heard some brothers say that the story was made up, right? It was a story that was conflated. We know that the tribe of Gad has existed for thousands of years, right?
Tell them.
But where do we find how the story or the oral tradition came into West Africa if it was not something that was brought with a people? Who brought them this oral tradition or this fake story, as I heard someone on the panel say, this made up story? Who presented them with this fake story that allowed them to believe this?
They read it in the Bible that was given to them by the European.
Fantastic. Fantastic answer.
That's not my answer.
Fantastic answer. So let me deal with that one first, right? Where did they learn to read the English language?
Through the British colonizers.
So the British colonizers taught them how to read and write into English, and then they handed them a Bible, and then out of that Bible, they told them, or they decided to choose the tribe of Gad.
Yeah, hey, let me interject something real quick. The traditional story, the traditional story of Eri, is not traditional, not the biblical or the Christian or anything like that. Is Eri did not come from Gad or Israel. Eri come from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
That's the traditional Igbo story of Eri. It's not he just came from the sky. So what happens? Whatever, if it's the colonizers or whoever who came down to that region, they take whoever is supposed to be the origin, and that's just the name. It is the same name. I'm not saying it's a Hebrew name. But it's spelled the same. and they just connect that to Gad. That's all, and that's all, and that is not nothing that is. That's not something that is ancient. That's something that is fairly new. I don't know if you want to, maybe 100 years, or it's not very old. That's this story of Gad and Eri. But the traditional Igbo story, if you gotta talk to someone who is actually, you know, from that story is that Eri came from the sky.
Right.
Traditional Igbo story.
The
So
story
it's
that
not
came from the sky, is that older than the tradition of them being Gadites from
yes,
Israel.
yes.
So watch
yes.
this. So this is the problem that you're having, right? How did they connect themselves to the tribe of Gad directly from the Bible? Because what they say is that there were three Gadites who founded this nation of Gad, who brought with them traditions from the Levant into Africa. That's what they say for those who claim to be Gadites. They're
I
not
don't know.
connecting it to your sky god theory.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know who is Gadites. I don't know that.
Exactly, you don't.
All I'm saying is that no, but all I'm saying that in Igbo culture, Eri, the king Eri, come from the sky. That is the story. That's the traditional story. That now there's a new story that is not of Igbo tradition. This is something that is, to me, is newer, that connects to Eri. And the people who, and remember, it's a claim. There is no evidence that shows anything of that.
Well,
I
you
mean,
cannot. It's disingenuous to say that people who claim to have an oral tradition, or say they have an oral tradition, is simply just a claim. Because before we have anything,
hey, time out 1 second.
Yeah.
Johnny, did you have a long comment? Because you did come on before Elder Yara. What you had to say, Johnny?
Oh no, I just wanted to clear up the K mark. Can you guys hear me with the planes going over?
Yeah. What good. Up? Is that the racist?
Yeah. Man.
I just playing, man. What's up, man?
Come on, Thunder, man. Come on.
My man, that's my guy.
No.
What's up, bro?
The K marker is the mtDNA. That's something that happened probably after 70 AD, when the Jews were taken from the land into Rome. That solidified the female line for the Ashkenazim. But the way that, to clear that up, so the way that the Ashkenazi are actually connected to the land is through the Y DNA, through mostly the J and the E markers, and that way. So like my markers are J2, that goes back to the love.
Hold up, Johnny.
Yeah.
Because they recently found a sample that was J2.
Yeah, last
Woo!
my line. Exactly.
Woo! Go ahead, Johnny.
That's the first sample that they were able to prove actual Israelite archaeology around it. So they can, it's not just Levantine, it's Israelite remains. But yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I was speaking about the Ashkenazi, Johnny.
Right. So,
hold on a second. Thunder, what is your gripe with Ashkenazi?
No, I am saying
name sound kind of funny. What's
going on? What I'm doing, I'm holding on to Ashkenazi. I'm digging them up. I'm saying that is a key ethnic group when it come down, in my opinion, when it come down to this whole thing, right?
Shackle Breaker, you want to talk about the Igbo?
Nah.
Hold your thought. More. What's up, More? You want to talk about the Igbo?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Igbo.
Go ahead.
Oh boy, here we go. Come on.
So I got a love-hate thing with the Igbo, right? Because this whole Gad thing is.
Don't get my channel shut down, bro. Don't get my channel shut down, bro. We're always starting some shit, boy. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man. Hey.
No. I gotta get some order. Hold on. I gotta get some order. Let More talk, and then let give him a chance. Give him a chance to talk. Go ahead, my brother.
So, Garfield, we both interviewed Remy alone and whatnot, right? And so I was talking about this on Brian's show, but he took the video down. So I'm gonna say it again here, whatnot, right? So with the Gad story, whatnot, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That seems like it's some Hebrew Israeliting the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a newer version of a story, whatnot, right? And there's a lot of problems with that story. If they're making that claim, right? However, there's another claim that's made where Remy, like he rightfully, like he makes it a better claim, where he says that like the Igbo that are claiming this Israelite thing came to Nigeria like 1,000 years ago, right? So he's talking about a tribe. He's talking about a group of people that's migrating in to the Igbo group 1,000 years ago, whatnot, right? And Remy will his claim is that not all Igbos are the same or whatnot, right?
Yep.
And so this proves out with the DNA that there's different groups, like they're not homogenous or whatnot. They're mostly E1B1A, but they got different groups of E1B1A, right?
That's
so
true.
if I stick with that 1,000-year story, I can find a lot of relevant stuff that helps prove their thing out or whatnot, right? If I go to the Gad story, there's a lot of holes, man. I'll just leave it right there. So there's some legitimate stuff about that culture coming in 1,000 years ago from what Remy's talking about. But that stuff about like we're from Gad from this certain time period. So like, yo, I love them. I got love for my Igbo fam or whatnot, fam. But like that, like you sounding like the Hebrew Israelites in America talking about stuff they can't prove historically, fam.
And more.
Cool.
Hold on, time out. Let me answer a quick question more. Open your mic. Let me ask you a quick question, right? Remy's interview that you had when he said that, was it before my recent interview?
When was your last? When did you interview him last?
The end of February.
Oh no, mine was like over a year ago. So yeah,
he said in my interview that the Hebrews left from Igbo land and went that way.
No, I know it keeps like I'm like this is what I'm saying.
I don't know what to say. More shout out to him for the information, but brah, it changes every day, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the sad part to me, right? Is because there's some stuff that he's talking about when he talks about Omanana and whatnot. There's a so for instance, right? Rabbi Demota he went like one of the rabbis who declared the fact that declared the Igbo to be Anosim or whatnot, right? With the Obadiah Alliance and whatnot. He decided to go back to Igbo land separate from Remy or whatnot, right? Completely separate from Remy, etc. He stayed there for a month and literally he recorded he documented all his conversations with the people he had for over a month. It's on SoundCloud. I suggest everybody go check it out. Like there's a lot of stuff that he was finding that was completely separate from what Remy was talking about that was confirming the thing if you connect the story to that 1,000-year thing, right? But if you go into the whole the whole tribe of Gad thing. So I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Like so for instance, we have a lot of records here in America from people coming off the boat that are with the Gullah Geechee cultures, etc. Right? And the documentation about Igbo coming off the slave ship is 100%. Like we literally got a place called Igbo Landing where them cats jumped off and killed themselves and drowned themselves instead of becoming slaves or whatnot, right? Right. We don't have a single solitary record of them saying that they come from the tribe of Gad or whatnot. That's not their story coming over here. So that doesn't link. That's what I'm saying. We got problems with that if we're running with that story.
You know what I would say to you, brother, is just don't. You're right though. There are different clans within
right.
the Igbo ethnic group, and don't lump all Igbos together because I don't know how they link themselves to, but that's I guess that group, and if that's what they want to claim as, because as you said, you can find holes in the story, and then it's kind of funny. Why didn't that story of how the Jews came 1,000 years later? Why wasn't that the original story instead of that they were linked to Gad? Because you have to keep changing the story because you're not gonna. If someone actually research and does that research study work, they're gonna find holes in it. Because from what I believe and what I've what my family knows is as the oral tradition, yeah. There and you did someone mentioned it, Odinana. That is the native spirituality with Igbo culture. that got kind of lost, you know, with colonization. It's still around, but it kind of got kind of lost, and it got basically Igbos. A lot of Igbos look at that as, you know, kind of like you're doing witchcraft type of stuff. So that's what happened with that. And however people want to connect themselves to Christianity or Judaism, you know, there's different stories. Like you said the story changed. I don't know the person that you're actually talking about, but that you're saying that the story changed because the original, what I heard was that the way those Igbo Jews were connecting themselves was through Gad with Eri. And if you talk to people from, you know, Eastern Nigeria, which is like ancient Igbo land, that they'll tell you, the elders will tell you that whole story with Eri is that he came from the sky. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some other different stories too.
Right.
There's always gonna, when you talk about African oral tradition stories, there's always gonna be different versions. But just know, I mean, I don't believe Eri came from the sky. You know what I'm saying? But
there is a tradition though with the that talks about the Jews coming from the what you call it, the Aguilarite tradition. There is. I can't even lie about that. There is a tradition of referring to the Sephardic that is definitely official. I have no problem with that.
How old is that?
If you look at my screen, right? You know, my brother from Igbo Cybershine, he did a whole article on the oral traditions and everything. He's actually, I was gonna have him and Remy have a conversation, but Remy backed out of it. But he's a practitioner of Igbo culture right through and through. And he don't play the games. He gets right to the issues, right to the points. And I'm saying to y'all, I mean, this is his website, the Igbo Cybershine. Mm-hmm. And he labels all the oral traditions to the sources. So when I interviewed Remy the last time, I pointed out all these scholars, and Remy didn't have a response to it because he knows these are top Igbo scholars.
Yeah,
so when I started
naming their names, Remy's like the Igbo version of Dante Fortune, fam. We got to keep it.
No, I'm not agreeing with that, Remy. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not doing it. I'm not agreeing with that. Whether I agree or not, I'm not even gonna say.
Boy, what's up, bro? What's up?
Hold on, with a shout out. But I'm just gonna show you guys this article, right? And this article talks about all the oral traditions. None of them by the scholars in Igbo land is saying none of this Judaism stuff. They're not saying this, and they're talking about different areas. Look at the maps; they're showing you different areas where they come from and everything. They're not saying none of this.
Hey, but brother,
hold on a second. And these are Igbo scholars. So when I said the names to Remy now, he's like, well, and he said like 2 or 3 of them, like, well, I'm not gonna say anything regarding what they say. And then he just busts out.
Your man is the Igbo Dante. Like, look, he don't got pulled like that.
He is the guy though. I gave him that props. He is the guy when it comes to the Igbo.
He's not the guy.
Why do you say that though?
See, that's in America.
Because he's the guy that listen. He's the guy they put on the forefront. That's who they put on the forefront, bro.
So Garfield, I'm gonna say again.
You said that Igbos put who's the person? You said that
not Igbos, the Jewish community.
Oh,
Orthodox Jews. They made him who he is. They made it because remember he had blocked me and Rob on years ago, like 7 years ago. He blocked
people in Africa.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't really acknowledge. I mean, an Igbo person is not really worried about what a Jewish person says.
Hold on, let me see if my Igbo guy available. Let me text him right now. Let me see if he's available.
Yeah, because
I got me in the Igbo mood right now because he's from the culture. He's like real serious about this stuff. He's not playing games. He's real serious.
Say thank you and good night.
But like you said, Garfield, like
who you talking about, Garfield? You talking about Toby?
What's that?
Are you finished?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you guys are gonna be making fun of Dante Fortune, I gotta go.
Why?
You scared?
No, I'm good. The only, I mean, I was just gonna talk about the J marker more, but I don't need to. It's not important anyway. I need to go inside. So thank you guys very much, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
Peace and love, man. Appreciate you jumping on.
Love you guys. Bye.
Peace.
Was you talking about Toby?
No.
No,
Garfield?
no, not Toby. I'm talking about the guy that wrote the article that I just showed.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I was trying to set up a debate. As a matter of fact, one Sunday I'm gonna have him come on. He deals with the culture heavy. It's not no play thing. He's into it deep. He wanted to challenge Uncle Nep.
What happened?
He's deep into the culture. He ain't no joke thing. Anyway, what else? Anything else, Elder Yara, you wanted to jump on about? Are you good? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Elder Yara. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Shackle Breaker, you came on like a long time and you've been waiting. What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question about these DNA markers. Can somebody tell me the DNA marker of Adam and Eve, please?
That's
Bro,
a
you've been
rhetorical
waiting in the
question.
chat
Nobody
to say
needs to
that
answer
for a
that.
minute.
That's rhetorical, totally rhetorical. But I mean, I understand where you're coming from. If we're gonna have a conversation, but the conversation about the Ashkenazi is a beautiful conversation, though. It's not a bad conversation.
I understand. No, I agree with that. But when you try to force the history in this, I need to and you trying to make it scientific at the same time. Like, I need to know some DNA, some haplogroup types and shit. You feel me? Like, come on, let's get real. If y'all gonna play with science.
Did you read it?
Do you understand how haplogroups work?
I don't know if you did. You read it, Sabio?
Did I read what?
Oh, there you go. That answered the question then.
Look, J2 isn't just like the Jewish marker. There's no such thing as a Jewish marker. But
bingo.
No, it's not. It's an Ashkenazi though.
There is no Ashkenazi marker.
All right. Okay.
But Thunder, in all fairness, you can't say J2 is the only marker that they have, though. They have 7.
Okay, yeah, if that's new information, that's cool. No problem.
Or
Yeah,
they got E1, B1, A2, right? Some Ashkenazi, right?
Yeah.
So the two biggest haplogroups are J and E1, B1B. But they got like almost like 14 different haplogroups on a major level, right? So they're like us. They're a whole mixed multitude or whatnot.
So we can't say it's an Ashkenazi. What happened is you got clusters of communities, and when you take like what Michael Hammer did originally, when you look at the communities and you take the genetic markers, you just see that these markers are popping up with the Maghrebi, with the Egyptian Jews, with the Babylonian, the Persians. They're seeing similarities in those areas and those communities. So that's why they're drawing a conclusion and say, hey, this marker seems to be prevalent within Jewish communities on a whole. You know, there's 8 groups. I forgot the 8 groups. I think it's the Syrian, the Maghrebi, the Babylonian, the Persian, the Ashkenazi, and not the Ashkenazi, but like 8 different groups that they connected and say, hey, these groups are predominantly where you find the practice of some sort of Judaism. And they said, hey, you know what? This is average out. All of them have this, and you know they did all that testing. This has been a while, though. It's been a while.
All right. I'm gonna jump off right quick, Garfield. I'm gonna say one more thing about the Igbo before I jump off, though. So were you watching that video on Barins where they had a Go Black to Africa interviewing the Igbo cats talking about the Aries story?
Go Black to Africa.
No.
Oh, I ain't see that part.
Bruh, like they was sitting there talking about that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had like Israelite symbols and all kind of stuff in Aries stuff going back before, like literally 3,000 years ago. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, y'all was Israelites before there was an Abraham film. We got a problem here.
That's
we got a problem here, fam.
Hey, you gotta just be careful with some of the artifacts people bring up and stuff. And you don't know what is real, and because
right, that's what I'm saying. We have now hit the era where Nigeria has become New York or whatnot, to where we got the whole like the BHI movement coming out of Nigeria now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't. Just like I told you, man, just don't lump all Igbos together, because that's not a. That's
100%.
Yeah, it's just like anywhere, man. It's just like here in the United States, you got black folks from the South, you got black folks from the East Coast, you got, there's different people within the group, within the community, but like the whole And there might be some. You see, the thing is with stories are story. You don't want to argue about stories. You know what I mean?
You want to argue about what you can prove from the story, though.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says, "Oh, but when they say all Igbo," but you said that whoever the person changed it up and said not all Igbos are Jews.
Yeah.
See, that's something new. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was saying 40 million Igbos were Israelites, and now he's like, not everybody. He's switching it all the way up.
Yeah. So just think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want to argue because they can bring up. You see, a lot of times what people like to do and say, "Oh, this scholar said this." That's all. It don't matter if it ain't proof or evidence. Like not somebody said or somebody this and that. Stories. It's more so about what you can prove. You know what I mean? And as far as I know, the elders that tell me, they say that we were always there. They say, matter of fact, they say we predate any talk of Judaism or Israel or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they already had a spirituality. You know, the Odinana, that's ancient. You know what I mean? The whole connecting spiritually with the cosmos. It wasn't you see now they've tried to connect Christianity with some of the Igbo old traditions. And then that's another thing too. There are some similarities in tradition between. That's another thing that I remember I was hearing was the claim. Oh, see, we circumcised on the 8th day. That's something that we took from it. And hey, it might be similarities, but that don't mean that you're Israelite or Jew. You know, those are some of the things that they'll try to connect to say. So you just got to be, don't lump the whole ethnicity. It's kind of like what Thunder was saying earlier. But I mean, I wouldn't say it like he was saying it, but he was saying there's black people and niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Saying that, there's different people within groups, you know what I mean? That's what, and it's like that. I think it's probably like that in every community, in every ethnic group, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so, don't just, hey, if I wouldn't argue with any person that say that though, because you're just arguing. As long as they're not trying to tell you what you are, it probably, me, I kind of don't like it because, because there are, I mean, depending on what you believe, there are some of the slaves that came over from Africa. A lot of them were Igbos. So then you're telling them that they're Jews. You know what I mean? So, that's where if it's not proven, I don't think making up stories to connect to Israel is cool.
Hey Garfield, does Equiano say that he came from Gad? Because I'm not familiar with Equiano.
Say that again, bro.
What tribe does Equiano, Olado Equiano say that he came from?
He said he's from the Igbo.
But so does he connect himself to Gad?
Nah, he was saying that the Igbos were originally white and they changed to black.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, Equiano. I hate to talk about Equiano.
Oh my god!
Did he connect himself to any tribe?
Oh my god!
I don't want to talk about it.
No, but did he connect himself to any tribe?
No, he didn't. Remember the whole thing. He came out and said he was born in South Carolina when he was free, and he said it when he was young, and then he was actually 14 when they asked him at the baptism. And then when he was free and he was on a ship, he said he was from South Carolina at 28 years old. So, and then he helped his friend to go start a slave plantation. And then when they strung his ass up over there, that's when he said, yo, I got to do something about this, man. He begged for his life. Yo, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about this because y'all going to hate me.
You got to get this good cop, bad cop. I'm not talking about being bad cop. You're supposed to be good cop, Garfield.
Elder Yara hates me when I talk about this shit, yo. Elder Yara hates it He's like, I want to debate you. Then he's like, nah, I ain't gonna debate that. Yo, the dude said he thought white people was a spirit, right? Then he talked about how he liked this white woman, this young white girl he had a crush on. I'm like, everything about him was like the worst, but he's one of the ones, that story he told, which was a lie, helped to free us. So I can't even knock him. He's one of the first people to it's crazy. He married a white woman. Yo, me and Yara was arguing, but he married a regular white woman. He ain't married no top dog. He married a regular white woman and was going around on a book tour with the white woman. It was, the dude, I'm gonna say this. I love him for what he did for me and for black folks in general. But bruh, come on, if it was today,
Dr. Umar does not approve.
Like OJ right now. Y'all know y'all the OJ this dude. Yo, crazy, yo. Then on top of it, hold on. Listen to this. On top of it, right? He wrote a book, says his name is Equiano. Then after he wrote the book, he still married a woman with a slave named Vasa. And wrote his will, his wedding stuff, everything is in Vasa. Nothing with Equiano except the book. Yo, you can't make this up. You just can't make it up, yo.
Man.
He loved white women. He loved white women. He loved him some white women. His dream was to also be a white man. Just to let y'all know. He said it in his book. Nobody's reading his book. That's the problem. We argue about him, but we don't read his book. The dude said he wanted to be just like them. Let me show y'all. Talking too much. Let me show y'all what he said. Y'all gonna let me get hated again. But it is what it is.
All right.
But
why Orthodox Sports start me up with this Equiano guy today?
I was asking you to be good cop. I didn't ask the bad cop to come out, but
they said you, man. They said yo. Dante said you, man.
Somebody referenced Igbo landing, right?
Yeah, I did a whole video on it. I did a short.
Okay, that's very simple right there. Igbo landing. When you hear about that story, Igbo landing. When they came over, they weren't what they did. That's not anything to do with Israelism. They weren't.
No.
What they were doing was saying, you know what? They're going to go back towards their ancestors. That's a Igbo. That's an Igbo traditional thing. Like, you're looking, because with Odinana, your ancestors are really like they're really like your God. Those are, Odinana is a pantheon. It's not the one God or the God and Son and Holy Spirit type thing. So that tells you they didn't believe that they were Israelites or anything. That's not something that is the faith of an Israelite. Their story doesn't even talk about anything about no Yahweh or anything like that. You know what I mean?
But they believe in reincarnation too. So they probably didn't think that they were, permanently dying.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying if you look at it from a standpoint of like the philosophy of it, of the action that they made, I don't see there's no story in the Bible talking about people doing that type of action. You get what I'm trying to say?
Hey Obi, hold on 1 second, guys. Hey, borrowed time. Also, you be trolling me over on Bereen, boy. You be trolling the shit out of me on Bereen, boy. I tell you. Oh, borrowed time. Trolling the shit out of me. Hey, you know which source this is? Orthodox more? On the screen?
No.
That's in German.
This is Dante's source, man. I had my friend that she was working for Mercedes-Benz.
I heard you talking about she translated it for you. Whatnot.
She translated this for me. So it actually does say what he said. I can't even knock him for showing this. It actually says it. You see right here in the middle, it says Die Schwarzen, Juden von Dahomey.
Mm-hmm.
It does say that the black Jews of Dahomey. It actually does say it. But this guy was such a liar. This guy right here, he made up a whole story of how he was taken from Scotland and they transported him to this. And, when you read all these clippings, I'm just going to run through them.
Does he say he's from the tribe of Gad?
Yeah, right here. No,
See,
he doesn't say that.
There's problems.
The ship's captain took pity on my forlorn condition, and I was brought to Glasgow on the steamer. In Glasgow, I was given a home in a Scottish family and sent to school. None of this happened. This dude born in Baltimore, y'all. He's born in Baltimore. Yo, the dude is born in Baltimore talking about how he was in Scotland. And then look at this now. Look at all these white folks. They believe him. So now they believe him. They start letting go to the Kiwanis Club and all these different spots talking. I'm like, yo, they treated this dude with royalty, like carrying him all over the country. Look at this Bushman will speak before the Kiwanis Club. Bata Lobagola, West African Bushman, will tell in person the story of his life at the regular meeting. Then, yeah, he came back. Yep. There he go right there. That's him. Talking about how he's a Jew. Or they had the books of Moses. So that's why the dude said it. That's why the dude came. All the Jews believed him. That's why they started repeating what he said. And I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy, yo. These Negroes be lying. Look at these two guys, Dumb and Dumber. So this is the picture of Equiano, by the way. Which one is the real picture, Orthodox? The one on the right or the one on the left?
Bro, I don't even care. That's the cold part. Like, there's a whole
one on the right.
Why I don't ever cite Equiano with that, right? Like,
the one on the right is actually the one on his autobiography. But
yeah,
this
that's
is
the one I
fake
see.
one. But that's the fake one. This is the one that he put up. The one on the left.
Oh, huh.
So his baptismal record now, this is where it started getting crazy now. This is 1759. He's actually 14, but they document that he's 12. So this is the right now Gustavo Vassa, black man from in Carolina, 12 years old, 1759, I'm sorry. So this is the primary right here. So they wrote it down, Gustavo Vassa, a black man, da-da-da-da. Then, hold on there.
My G went on a whole tangent off one question.
Hold on a second. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all know I get sensitive when it comes to Equiano. Then you have the muster roll. He wrote about it in his book, and then you see the documentation. So they have the records. So he was actually on point. This is where his name is written, but this is the person, Gustavo Weston. And he said South Carolina, 28 years old. So it's on this that he wrote how old he was. He was a free man at the time. But let's get to this is his marriage certificate and everything right here. Gustavo Vassa and Susanna Cullen. Then you have Dumb and Dumber. Then you got the itchy marking. He talk about the facial marking that his father had. So everybody's like he was born in Montserrat, he wasn't born and all that stuff. So he became a slave trader and master now. His boy took him to some place and all that crap. Then he wrote his book, and then after the first edition, he took Igbo out. He's not from Igbo no more. He's not Igbo no more. So the other 8 editions, he wrote the Igbo term. Craziness, man. Craziness. Not more than he heard it from the guys in England about all those different things. Yeah, but then he started talking about how the Patriots was white and they changed color. And he started quoting these scholars and all this foolishness. I'm like, oh man. Then he said, I whitened my face that they might not know me. He dressed up as a white man and went to court with his buddy. And then he said, I now not only felt myself quite easy with these new countrymen, but relished their society and manners. I no longer looked upon them as spirits, but as men superior to us, and therefore had the stronger desire to resemble them. Talking about white people, to imbibe their spirit and imitate their manners. I therefore embraced every occasion of improvement, and every new thing that I observed, I treasured up in my memory. Talking about the European man.
Damn.
Yeah. This maid had then he talk about his fantasy with this white girl. This maid had a little daughter aged about 5 or 6 years, with whom I used to be much delighted. I had often observed that when her mother washed her face, it looked very rosy, but when she washed mine, it did not look so. I therefore tried oftentimes myself if I could not by washing make my face of the same color as my little playmate. So he wanted to look white. but it was all in vain, and I now began to be mortified at the difference in our complexions. This woman behaved to me with great kindness and attention and taught me everything in the same manner as she did her own child. And indeed, in every respect treated me as such. Go ahead, Equiano. You the man, bro.
For the record, you never hear me quote Equiano. You never hear me quote Eldad the Danite.
That is very tricky. That guy is a piece of work, man. He started talking about the Romarios and how they attacked him and they tried to eat him and all. He had to tell a whole story, man, to make his shit sound real. Crazy. Crazy.
Yo, Garfield.
You.
Wasn't Lobagola wasn't he gay?
I don't know about that part.
Oh, okay.
Give me more ammunition, man. Give me more ammunition.
I could have swore y'all said he was arrested and put in like an asylum for being caught.
No, that's the other guy from Chicago. I know who you're talking about. That's the other guy. I know who you're talking about. That one was sleeping with young girls and boys and all type of shit. Talking about how he a Hebrew.
Yeah. Yaphet Kodo used to claimed he was a Hebrew too. Same kind of story.
Leave Yaphet alone. I actually like Yaphet Kodo. I actually liked it. I think this is the thing about the Igala, right? On their part, the Neri clan lays claim to the Igala as its origin. On the far end, the people who occupy the northeast of Igbo country tend to trace their origin to Ogoja and the Ekoi. However, beyond these claims, and in order to show some level of superiority over other Igbo culture areas, the Oke Igbo, simply the Aro, have a fanciful story to tell about their origin. They maintain that they are the descendants of the Jewish community who were expelled from Spain by Ferdinand and Isabella. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. In tracing their origin to a place outside Africa, it must be stressed the Aro, whose indigenous homeland is close to the Cross River, and who are strategically positioned with regard to the Igbo to the north and west and the Ifik and the Ibibio to the east and south, appear to have justified their claim of a superior civilization through their many centuries of domination of other Igbo groups and Ibibio settlements. They were said to have accomplished this feat through the influence of their famous oracle, Ibini Okpabi, which the British styled the Long Juju. Yep.
So that is, I mean, the way that was worded is that because it said something about fairy tales. So is that acknowledged as when they say trace it back? How are they tracing it? What is the trace?
People make up stories every day, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
you gotta do, let me tell you something. All you gotta do to trace the African, I love studying oral traditions. And oral traditions, you gotta try to figure out who recorded it and when, who's in charge,
facts,
and who and see when the first person that documented, like Samuel Johnson, when he used to document the Yoruba and so forth, they traced people before him when they said, so hold on, so Samuel, why would they say they come from the Arabic sources? Why would they say this before that? And they start putting two and two together. The same people are changing because the Yoruba, you have different people within the Yoruba culture who are making up stories where they come from. So you have to try your best to try to find out the oldest story and try to figure out what would be the purpose of them saying, hey, I'm from here. Why would you find like Muslim stories in the Dogon family oral tradition? Why would the Ghana people say they come from this guy that's related to Muhammad? So you start putting two and two together and say, okay, the Muslims and them started 11th century, they took over. And so now they start looking at them as greater than them. So now their oral traditions are being rewritten under the Islamic rule. And then you get it. Yeah. I finally figured out what X-Wada means and all this stuff. It's what is puzzling. I got to show y'all this before I get off the air. This is very puzzling. I wanted more. You're still here?
Yep.
He jumped off. All
Garfield, we've been had Robin Law.
I'm still here. Friend.
Nah, I want to show y'all something that's very important regarding
Yeah, I hear you more.
Okay.
The X-Wada people. What's very, very important here is that, hold on, where is this at? Do I have it up here? Hold on a second. Yeah, I think it's right.
French plays an important role with Weta.
Of course they do.
That's why I've always told them. I said, well, y'all need to get y'all French, go to the French and see exactly what they seeing and why are they saying what they saying.
Stop trying to make sense, 93.
Then they try to say one of the regions that I saw a map. They trying to say that they say that that's saying Judah.
Well, it's the French called it Judah. I think the Portuguese may have called us Judah, and Weta is the English. That's the English. But what I got in my research, I already told Garfield. I stopped soon as I figured out who them people probably are. So we've been talking about.
All right, this. All right. First of all, it says wider, but what happened is, what's wrong with this is that Emmanuel Boyne is writing this 1747. That's anachronistic, and I'm gonna explain to y'all why I say that. This is 1747, right? Negro land. Maybe he's taking this from what he heard, because at the time when he's doing this, they're not Negro land at the time. All right, that's the exact source. Look at this map right here, right? This right here is 1724. This is Dahomey before they invaded Alada. Remember this, Wida was called Hueda in the records, right? Hueda and Wida, what happened is this era where Hueda is, right here, the capital is Savi. It's not weird to end up calling Wida where Wida is today, right? What happened is the larger kingdom is called Hueda. Hueda was subjected to Alada. Then they broke away from Alada and started doing their own thing because they saw how much money they was making from the slave trade. So now Alada had to come through them. Dahomey got to come through them. Dahomey's like, yo, I'm tired of paying that. So look, if you look on the right-hand side now, this is how big Dahomey is now. It includes Alada and Wida. So when they took over Wida now, this area that they call Wida, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Hueda is the kingdom. When Dahomey took over, Wida became the town. So this small area is the town. It's called Glehu, but they call it Wida or Oida with O-U-I-D-A-H. So earlier, it was a bigger area that was the kingdom. But after 1727, when Dahomey took over, it became a part of the Dahomey kingdom. But they renamed this town that was called Glehu, the farmhouse, Wida or Oida. So but what's confusing is that while Wida was the kingdom, they were still referring to this place sometimes as Wida. This is why it's so confusing trying to figure it out. So Hueda, Glehu means farmhouse, while Ex-Weda, which is the name of the kingdom, is they're referring to the ethnic people or whatever, and it has something to do with house or home or whatever. But when you use the term Wida, it's referring to the bird. It's referring to a bird with the black tail. So you have, hold on, where you have it, Wida, where you have Wida. Yes, because if you look at when the Spanish went there first, they called it Lura or Jura. Then when the French come in, they call it Judah, based on their pronunciation or transliteration. Then the Dutch call it Fida, the Portuguese call it Ajuda, the English call it Wida, but the fun people call it Hueda. So if you look at the pronunciation, these words pretty much sound the same way. It has to do with how you pronounce it, whether when you write it down phonetically speaking, or you're writing in the Latin script. That's how you get different writings. And then if you're writing in the French or whatever, you're writing it out. So the Judah don't have anything to do with literal Judah, the Bible. But
Before
when
you
the
do
French
that,
are writing now, they think it as, because you pronounce it Judah, they think it's Judah of the Bible. And that's how you.
But Garfield, remember, they did show a source where they said the old writers regard the people as Judaic. So whoever, the French obviously postulated that about them.
Mm-hmm.
You have sources that say the old writers regarded them as such. So they seen whatever they seen.
Yeah, but you can't let, people from the outside identify. There's a document. I don't know if y'all know about this. If you go on the Nixon Library, right? So y'all know about the Nigerian Civil War, Biafran War. So
you gonna go to the Jews out of yeah, I know.
Yeah, they
Jews.
identify Igbos as the westernized Jews. What?
Well, actually, that's taken out of context. But I mean, there's a whole larger argument to that. But before I go, though, I do want to make something clear about what I'm talking about here. What did the indigenous people mean by Hueda? What did they mean? Because if you go back into it, they call themselves Ex-Wela or Ex-Weda. It has to do, you got to go back to what the indigenous people are saying, what they mean. So whether the French want to say, oh, they take them as Judaics or whatever, that's irrelevant. It's what the indigenous people call it and what it actually meant in the GBE language. The Fon, SBER, GBE language, they know what it means. It ain't got nothing to do with no Judaic, no Jews, no tribe of Judah, none of that.
Is it the bird or no?
Huh?
Is it the Hueda bird or no?
You got the widowed bird, you got the farmhouse, you got the home, you got different meanings, but it's definitely don't mean Judea.
Nah, did you see Dante?
I just think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You got
I just think that stuff would have got passed down orally. I mean, if you gotta go back and research to try to figure it out, that kind of tells you that, you know, it's not. That kind of tells you that, like, I mean, yeah, we researching it and you know, learning what it is. But what I'm talking about, with anyone who wants to connect it to Israel, I believe that would have got passed down. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be oral tradition or whatever. You know, it's like it's a new discovery. Oh, see, hold
on one second, bro. You were saying something more about Dante?
I was asking if he saw his recent video about the king of Judah who wanted to enslave all the white people in the 1800s or whatnot.
No.
Because what's problematic about that, which is hilarious, is one, like, it solidifies the concept that these Luso Africans that they keep trying to be didn't leave Africa, right? But two, it breaks down like their whole religion and whatnot. So the dude's talking about he this one king is writing to another king, like, displeased and whatnot, and claiming he's going to enslave all white people and take them to their colony in New Zealand or something like that, right? But he's sitting there talking about, like, they check this with their divinities and whatnot, that they have their council that talk to the snake gods and all kind of things, like, bruh, like, it ain't had nothing to do with nothing Jewish in any way, shape, or form. Like, everything they talked about would have been completely, like, against the Torah or whatnot, right? And, like, these are people, they're kings of their own kingdom at the time. You know what I'm saying?
And they're in Africa talking about the white people that they interact with, right?
100%. And bro, and this is
wow.
This is like an 1806, 1804. Like, this is right when they cut off bringing slaves over from Africa, right?
Wow.
I think I know who you're talking about. He was crying that the slave trade was over. He was mad.
Yo, bro, you said it, not me.
Hey, let me say this, and we got to be very, very careful with people like Dante, right? All right, let me say this to everybody. I don't know if people realize this, but the Dahomey kingdom, I've said this a couple of times on my channel, and people got mad when I said it. The Dahomey kingdom was the worst kingdom when it came to slavery, not the Central African Angola kingdom. I'm talking about Dahomey, and the reason is these are niggas. They went to Portugal and they went to Brazil and met with these slave traders. Literally, they went on ships and say, "Yo, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna give us these guns, and we're gonna supply you with these people." They knew exactly. So if the kingdom of Dahomey is Judah, then you should be a disgrace, because guess what happened? When before Dahomey took over, remember, they were the leading people of sending people abroad. This little area that's called Judah or Wida or Ex-Weda, whatever you want to call it, this kingdom was the worst. So now when the Dahomey took over, they ran over to here where Grand Popo is, by the shores, and tried to negotiate to become leaders. So what Dahomey did was make them return. The king died, who left, but another king under him took over, but he was like a puppet king. So the Judah people came back. So guess what happened? Dahomey had a rule: you can't enslave any citizen of Dahomey. So they couldn't. The Judah people are not even the one on the ships. That's the crazy part about it. If you want to say Judah didn't partake. They didn't come over here in the slave trade, family. They brought people. They grabbed people in the Oyo Kingdom. They grabbed people around the areas, the Yorubas, and all those different people from different cultures, prisoners of war, and sold them. That's how they made money. So now, if you want to claim that we're these people, what's Dante going to do when I start showing that they are meeting with the quote-unquote white people in Portugal and they're meeting with them in Brazil? What is he going to do then?
And more important, they didn't come up, just like with the Luango Jews. Like, they didn't come over here. They're documented over in Africa after the time where they stopped bringing slaves over and whatnot, right? Like, they didn't come over on slave ships, man. Like, the whole story about is like about African Americans descend from Sephardic Jews. The Sephardic Jews you keep talking about didn't step on the ships, fam. The ones you keep pointing to stayed there, fam. That's a problem for your story.
Oh, they still doing the Sephardic Jew?
Bruh, like, it's going out of style now. Like, I'm like, yo, we ain't been killed this thing, fam.
Bro, come on, man. I chopped all them damn things, me and FTG. I don't know what he
you're not since you're not a Christian, you can't be telling the truth. Or since you're not an Israelite, you can't be telling the truth.
Time out. Star Child, what's up, bro? Because I'm about to jump off. What's up?
Hey, let me ask you a question, Garfield. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
What is your objective?
What is my objective as far as what?
Is your objective to teach that black people claiming to be Jews, that they are not? Is that what your objective is?
Objective of black people claiming that they're Jews. There's black people all over the world, my brother. The so-called black people. I'd rather not use that, but identify which specific people you want to talk about.
Okay, so who are these people that came over here on slave ships?
It's extremely documented. If you want me to be specific, let me be specific right now. Hold on, I'll show you who they are. Hold on 1 second. I got you. I'm gonna answer you. Before you say another word, hold on.
Or is it multiple races?
Hold on, my brother. I'm gonna be specific and show you exactly who came over here and when they came.
Is this Az from Vereen TV?
Who?
Azariah.
I'm not familiar.
Say your name again.
The bro just came on. What's your name, fam?
He ain't messing with y'all.
I'm gonna assume this is Az and just stay on me.
Yeah, I heard Az.
Az, here we go, Az. I'm gonna put it on the screen. As far as the United States of America, these are the people and where they came from, the numbers, and these are the specific areas that they went, African ethnicities. You could read it in the book right here, The Yorubas of the Diaspora. And there's another book, I didn't put it right here, but it should be here, The African Ethnicities. So this is where the people came from and what they went when they went to the Caribbean, when they went to the area. These are the certain tribes where they came from when they went to the 13 counties on the British side. And this is the overall numbers of who came to the United States of America and when.
So I'm going to have to look at that later. I'm going to have to pause the video and look at it. But basically what you're saying is there's more than two races of people that came here, or are they one race?
Two race of people. I don't subscribe to race because race is a social construct that have people who come from different African cultures who came here. Some of them are considered from the Bight of Benin, the Bight of Biafra. Like here, you could see where they came from. These are the areas that they came from, right here.
So
this is where African Americans.
Look, bro. So you see that? Look at that right there. We see the west coast of Africa. We see orange, yellow, green, blue, red, etc. All of these are they different ethnicities? Are they not the same people?
They're not the same people. They come from different cultures.
Who gives a damn about culture? We're talking about bloodline. Are they the same people?
No, not necessarily. Not all of them.
Not necessarily. So who isn't?
Well, that's a technical question. I don't think anybody can literally answer that. We
You
just
talking about
know
lineage?
as far as lineage, there's no lineage to say that somebody come from a direct lineage. That's a biblical.
So what he wants to know, well, he's going to ask two questions. What he wants to know is there's 93 being A00 and you being EU290. Do you have the same paternal lineage?
I am not A00. Why y'all keep saying that?
I mean, A, you're A, man. Come on, you're A. We know what more slipped up. He made a mistake.
My fault. Hold on. What should happen so I don't mess up no more? 93.
Yeah, I'm A3B.
My fault. Hey, shout out to the A3B out there. My fault, bro. I thought you. My fault.
Hey, he's A, I'm E, and other people are R. So what's your point?
Excuse me, what the brother on the panel is going to want to know is like, who are these people in the Bible?
No. I wasn't going to ask that. I just wanted to know because clearly the people who came off those ships, they weren't Chinese. So,
okay, they were pretty much mostly Western Central Africans on a whole. Okay. Western Central.
I really want to dial it down, and I want to know if it was one race of people who just happened to be spread out through Africa. They rounded up this one race that was spread out, and they sent them on ships, or did they have different ethnicities, a whole bunch of different ethnicities on those ships?
Oh, so you want to know if it's like, well, they were Africans, pretty much. They were Africans.
No, who gives a damn about? Okay, so do you agree that Cushites? Do you subscribe to the word Cushites?
Told you.
Cushites, yes, I subscribe to that term because it was used as a way to identify Black Africans. So in that sense, I do agree with the terminology being used.
So, all right, so you're familiar with migration.
Yes, I'm very familiar with migration.
So you understand then that Africans, quote unquote, were not always in Africa. Africans originally, Cushites, were as far as Iraq, Sumeria, Mesopotamia.
It depends on who you're talking about and what area, because I'm gonna break it down to you. We have people who migrate every single day in small groups. But what I'm going to tell you is this map that I showed earlier, right? This map from Jacob Israel on Facebook, which documents all the Jewish communities or Hebrew or Israelite communities that exist before 700 AD. Guess what? Guess where there's none? You don't find any in Western Central Africa at this time. Hold on. Listen, the reason is, hold on, beloved. Let me finish and I'll allow you to go. I promise you I will not interrupt. At 700 AD, where are you on this map? That's what you need to ask yourself. Where are you? You are right there where you come from, Western Central Africa. You are nowhere else. There's nobody practicing the culture of Judaism, and it only gets there when the Radhanite Jews started coming in. The traders start going into Timbuktu. Then you had the people in Algeria who built synagogues, are practicing this religion. Okay, so who are you on this map? Teach me something. Who are you on this map? Where are you? Where are you at 700 AD?
I want to deal with the Africans. Let's just say I'm African, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say that. Let's just put that on the table. Mm-hmm. Because African, that's a modern term.
Yes, it is. It's not a modern term, but it's used in a context to talk about the whole continent that we call Africa today. So I understand what you're saying.
Let's look at history before the Assyrians come on.
Okay. So let me take this off the screen then. Well, go ahead. Continue.
All right. So technically, Africans were not originally in Africa. Going back to my point that we have Cushites, we have kingdoms of the Cushites, which would be quote unquote Africans today, dwelling as far as Iraq, Mesopotamia, and Sumer.
Where they remain.
Hold on. No. Prove that. Prove it. Because listen, Garfield is well rehearsed in this Ethiopian talk and they're using the word Ethiopian, Kush, and all that stuff. I'm well rehearsed. So let's go in my wheelhouse. Because this is my wheelhouse. I love this. Let's go.
Okay, so
prove it. No, prove it. Not before. Prove what you're saying.
Am I wrong or am I right?
Yes, you are incorrect.
Okay, then. So then I don't need to prove it if I'm incorrect.
Well, what's your next point?
Because it was under my assumption that Cushites were in Babylon, which was
okay. How do you define a Cushite? How do you define a Cushite? Based on what?
Based on history.
All right. So who was the first person to use the word Cush?
Maybe you might be able to enlighten me. Who?
All right. The first person to use the word Cush are the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians. And I'm going to use the term Egyptian. Please don't tell me I can't use Egyptian. All right. You want to call it Mizraim? Go ahead and call it Mizraim. The ancient Egyptians are the first to use the word Cush around 2100 BC. They use the word to define this area. Let me show you the area that they're talking about so that we're on the same page, so that we don't make errors and I'm not saying one thing and you're saying something else.
Because all I'm trying to say is that Africans were not originally an African necessarily.
Hold on, beloved. Let me just show you something real quick.
All right.
Let me show you something real quick. You see that area right here that Egypt is? This area right here, Egypt, they call Cush right below it, right here, right by the Nile, or the Cush, right here near the border, near the third cataracts, or between the third and the fifth cataract, what's called Cush, that small area. It's actually in your biblical text. It defines the actual area near Syene to Egypt. So we know where Cush is. Cush is not here where Ethiopia is. Hold on, let me make this bigger up this way.
Well,
this is not.
Wait. I thought Cush was a man.
Hold on a second. You thought Cush was a man? So why don't you prove that Cush is a man? Why don't you prove that Cush is a man to me? Because when the Greeks used the term Ethiopia, people translated it as Cush because of the Bible. So what I'm trying to tell you, where Ethiopia is today, they weren't calling that Cush. They were calling somewhere where Sudan is Cush. That's where Cush was.
What I'm saying is that the Cush was a man who had children. They called themselves.
That's a biblical story. You can't prove that. That's a biblical tradition, beloved. You can't prove that. Because when I ask you to prove it, you're gonna be stuck.
Well, let me just go ahead and explain the tradition. Can I explain the tradition?
You're gonna be stuck. We're not dealing with the Bible. If you deal with the Bible, you're gonna have to prove it. People who are watching deal with reality.
Does the Bible have history?
It has some things that could be considered history. Yes, it does.
Okay, so basically, I'm going based off of the Greek Septuagint, which is probably 100 years after Alexander. The people during that time, they received manuscripts, they received history, and they documented it down. Can I go to the Greek Septuagint? Can I explain my point with the traditions?
All right. So you brought up Cushites because you said, hold on. Let me get this clear. You said the Cushites were in Babel and they were in the Black Sea era, I think, or you said Babel and some era over that side, right?
Mesopotamia and Sumer, which would be Iraq.
I don't acknowledge Nimrod's history. I don't acknowledge none of that. I don't think Nimrod is a real person. So I don't know what.
That's okay for you to think that, but I'm just going to state for the record is that the ancient rabbins and the historians, they state that Africans were not necessarily just in Africa, that they actually started in the Middle East and then they migrated south.
Hold on there. The first man is in the Middle East. What are you talking about? Now you're creating a whole narrative that don't make any sense.
Let him do it.
Isn't this what James Cassell used to teach too? That life originated in
Asia,
out of Asia. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Are you going against science? None of us here have a science degree, so don't even go there. Try another argument.
Let's deal with the Phoenicians, the Zidonians, and the Phoenicians. Are those so-called Africans?
No.
No.
They're not?
No, they're not.
Explain. Prove it.
They're from Phoenicia.
Well, hold up. He thinks all Hamites have to be African, obviously.
I don't subscribe to Hamites either. So if you're saying the Phoenicians are black, they could be any skin tone. They could look like my brother Orthodox Moore.
No, he said that they're African. So walk it the other way around. He just made a claim and then asked you to prove him wrong. Like, so reverse that. Y'all are being too easy with this thing.
Yeah, Orthodox boy, you caught that?
Like, yo.
Well, no, because what we're dealing with is the fact that people migrate. So the Canaanites today, they're not in the land of Canaan. The Zidonians, the Phoenicians, they're not in their original homeland. They got kicked out. They got migrated out.
When did they get kicked out? When did they get kicked out? Hold up, stop. No. 1 point at a time. When did these Canaanites get kicked out? When did they get kicked out?
As we speak. The Phoenicians are in Africa as we speak.
I'm asking you a question. When did the Canaanites get kicked out?
Why are we jumping all over the place? Let's deal with the
No,
Phoenicians.
you just said it. So you have to, I don't accept anything you're saying. You can't provide proof because you're going to tell me you can't share your screen. So let my audience know what you're talking about. We're going to slow walk this. This is not a rush game. I'm asking you, when were the Canaanites kicked out of their area? When? In Joshua?
I would say that the Canaanites, yeah, as far as Joshua, we could say that, but we can go even later to the Assyrians.
All right. Where in the Assyrian records do they say that they kicked out?
And then we can even go to the Romans.
Hold on. Let's stop. Let's time out. You see, this is I'm going to hold you to the fire now. Where in the Assyrian records do they kick out Canaanites?
Well, it says that they moved other people into that land.
No, it doesn't say that. Where does it say that at? You just made that up. You just made that up.
According to the Jews, that's what they say in their records.
No, according to what Jews? Which Jew said that? Give me the primary source.
I don't have to go to the Bible, but you don't accept that.
Okay. So show me the primary source saying that. When the primary source said that?
I would think the Bible is a primary source.
All right. You just said, hold on. You just said the Assyrians said they kicked out the Canaanites. Then when I asked you, you said the Bible says. Show me that the Bible says the Assyrians kicked out the Canaanites. I'm gonna give you your Bible. Hold on. Star Child, listen to me carefully. Show me in your Bible. I'm gonna give you your Bible to use one time and use it wisely. Show me in your Bible that the Assyrians kicked out the Canaanites out of Canaan.
You know what, Garfield? I will do it. Just you got to give me some time to do some research.
We're not moving from this point because you said you want to use your Bible. I'm gonna let you use it one time on my channel. You're free to use it.
I don't got it right now. I got to research.
Oh, you don't have your Bible? So what are you talking about? Where?
I don't know every verse. I don't know every verse.
Because you're what I call on my channel a bullshitter. You don't know what you're talking about. So what you're going to do is quote and run from here to there, Kush and this, Africans, Hamites. Nah, bro. This is what we're going to do.
I've been
show me in your Bible where it says Assyrians kicked out Canaanites.
Are you going to be live tomorrow?
No, I'm live right now.
Oh, well, you got to give me some time. I'm not prepared.
You don't even know your own Bible. So you're going to come at Garfield who don't even know the Bible.
Well, you got to give me some
time. I don't
research,
know verse, but I know the Assyrian history, and I'm gonna tell you the Assyrians didn't write that they kicked out no Canaanites out of no Canaan. So you what else do you want to talk about? Move on from the Bible. You can't use the Bible for the rest of the night. You've been excommunicated from your Bible.
That's what I've left it out. But all I was just trying to say is that so you're saying there is no archaeological findings.
Can you spell archaeological?
Of Canaanites in the Middle East. We don't have any record of that, or any Cushites in the Middle East. We don't have any record of that. Is that what you're saying?
No. You see, now you're moving the goalposts, like what Orthodox Moore would say. You're moving the goalposts, buddy. And what you're doing is this: you're confused. You're befuddled. You have no idea what you're talking about. And what happened is when you're asked to explain, even with your Bible, you're unable to do it. You're not even qualified to have a conversation. So now let's go back to class 1, grade 1 now. You said there were Cushites in the ancient Near East. Yes, they were. You could tell by the 25th dynasty, Shabaka, who was defending Israel, was all over the ancient Near East and protecting areas like Ekron and all other areas. All right. And cultures. So now we know they were in the ancient Near East, the Cushites. Now, as far as Cush connecting to Kish in the Sumer, because the word should have been Kish, which is what the name of the town in Sumer is, it's not Cush. This is where you run into problems, because in Ashurnapal or Esarhaddon wrote about going into Kish and going into Cush, showing it's two different areas. So we have the primaries for that. Shout out to Chuck Morgan for providing me with that primary. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Again, the Kush that you're talking about was not there at the time. Which Kush are you talking about? Are you talking about the Kush in the Bible, which is also in the Sudan area, or Kush can be some other areas too? But at the end of the day, what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just repeating stuff. But continue.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It says, and Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty man in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it was said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Rek and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar. So according to the text, if, I know you don't believe in it, but you're right. I am regurgitating, I'm repeating the text. The text says that Cushites, which are sons of Ham, had a kingdom going as far as the Middle East, which is Iraq, Shinar.
Okay, can I agree with you?
We see quote unquote Africans all the way in Iraq.
All right, can I agree with you? Yes or no? Can I agree with you one time? Can I give you applause for this? Can I give you flowers? All right, watch this, Star Child. Watch Star Child. Star Child, watch this. Earlier, I talked about the word Kish, right? The word Kish is in the Sumerian records. There is a city called Kish with a leadership. The problem is the story, the person, whoever is writing this story, knows that Kish is an important city, and they may have, according to what scholarship says, made a mistake in writing Kush instead of Kish. So this is why all these Rastafarians are running around saying, hey, the Garden of Eden is in Africa, and this is Africa. No, my brother. Kish is in Sumer. But the issue is, show me Nimrod in the king's list. There's no record of any Nimrod in that region, in Sumer, in Babylonian records or Akkadian records. This is just a character that's made up in the biblical text to try to mimic what about the Babel story, which they took probably around the 454 BC era or from near Nebuchadnezzar's time period. They took this story and created their own tradition about Babel and giving the world language and all that stuff. That's all it is. It's a story. But the truth of the matter is Nimrod can't be a real person by himself. He's different characters merged together. But he was not born in Cush, because you just said he was the king of Erech and all these areas that you're naming, and Shinar. Hold on. Shinar is in Mesopotamia. Erech is in Sumer. So what you're saying is you're pointing to different areas in Sumer, so it makes sense that Kish is what it's talking about and not Cush. It's in the what do you call it? It's in the Blue Letter Bible. All right, if you want to source.
What I was trying to say is that he was born in Iraq. He was a Cushite.
He's not a Cushite because he was born in Iraq. He's a Mesopotamian.
No, we're dealing. So you like to deal with land masses. I like to deal with bloodline. I like to deal with fathers. You like to deal with where somebody's born at. I like to deal with the bloodline. So
have you done a DNA test? Have you done a DNA test?
I'm going based off of the story, based off of.
I'm asking you. Have you done a DNA test?
When he got to talk to his mom to find out what his haplogroup is and all that.
We want to know.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You talk to your mom, get ass.
Wait, who is this? Is random. That's random as hell. But
we want to know your lineage.
We want to know if you have done a DNA test.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about the population.
I am asking you, have you done a DNA test? That's all. It's a simple question.
As says that he's Portuguese on his father's side and African on his mother's side.
Listen, I want to talk about history. I don't want to talk about me.
You don't want to talk about history with Garfield. That's a wrong road you're going down, brother. But let's go with history. Let's go. Go ahead. Your turn.
All right. So basically, all that I've been trying to say is when we trace the bloodline of the Cushites, we understand that people migrate. Just because people lived, 3,000 years ago, they lived in a certain area, sometimes they move to different locations. So we can't base people, we can't tell people who they are based off of where they were born. We have to determine who they are based off of their lineages. And the Bible deals with lineages. Even though our brother Garfield doesn't believe in the book. He believes in some of it, but not all of it. So he says that Nimrod is not a real person. My whole point is to prove that the Africans that are in Africa today, they didn't always necessarily live there. They were pushed into that continent. They were forced out of their original lands. And I'm proving that with the Bible, showing that we have Cushites, sons of Ham, right, living as far as Iraq. So what does that mean?
So you just shot your whole argument in the face, as like, so you're literally saying that like they got pushed from their original lands, but you just said this, the story from the Bible is they went from Africa to those lands. So the original land is Africa, not those lands.
No. I'm sorry. Let me slow it down. What I'm saying is that according to the biblical narrative, we settled in Turkey. Then once when we settled in Turkey, we migrated into different parts of the earth. Specifically, Hamites, which today can be considered Africans, we see during that time period, Hamites moving into Iraq. This is like 2,000 years, damn near 2,500 years before Christ. We see Africans in the Middle East. So my whole point is that how come Africans don't necessarily control those land masses anymore? It's because they got kicked out of their homelands, out of the Middle East, and they got kicked further down into Africa. Thus proving my point that not all Africans are even indigenous to Africa. They migrated into Africa. That's my point.
Oh boy, that's a
Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question? Like, so are you coming from the standpoint as that Africa, as we know, that landmass was uninhabited, and everyone that inhabited it, that basically migrated over from the Middle East, like there were no people there? Is that I'm kind of confused a little bit.
Right. So basically, my worldview is different from your guys's. I believe in the biblical narrative. So I'm coming from the biblical narrative. The biblical narrative states that there was an old world where the modern world was populated. Africa was populated. The Garden of Eden was populated. Then God flooded the modern known world, and that only left Noah and his 3 sons and their wives. And from these people sprang forth everybody that we see on the earth, according to the biblical narrative. And according to the biblical narrative, Noah did not land in Africa. He landed in Turkey, which is Mount Ararat. And from there, they repopulated and they spread out and they scattered. And we see the first kingdom after the flood. We see the first kingdom being established, which is the kingdom of Babel, which was started by Nimrod.
Hey, time out more. Hold on more. Start.
I'm out. I'm gonna let y'all handle this. I'm good.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you, bro. Man, you would talk. Hey, let me ask you this, Star Child. Let's get to the nitty gritty. How did you now explain to us? How did you get to Africa, and show us your lineage, tracing your roots all the way to the from the Near East to here? Can you break that down to me? Did you come to 70? Hold on. Did you come? Are you saying, first of all, simple question: what tribe are you claiming?
Basically, what I'm trying to say to the whole panel.
Hold on. Just answer the question. What tribe are you claiming? It's a simple question, beloved.
I am based off of I did my DNA test. It says that my people go back to Portugal, and that they migrated into Ghana, and then they were brought over here on slave ships.
All right. Now,
that's all I can tell you.
Now, hold on a second. What tribe are you claiming?
Hey, listen, I don't know until the end, until God tells me.
All right.
You said he did a DNA test.
Yeah. I know who I'm talking to now. I just realized who I'm talking to. I love it. Now watch this. Star Child, how did you know that your people? You say you came over as a slave, right? So can you trace your roots back to the slave trade when you came over? What state? Where did they dock at?
That's if I can trust whoever is giving me the information.
Okay.
So there might be error. So
all right, where where did you come in? Did you come in from the Caribbean or did you come straight to America?
I believe I came straight to America.
All right, so what state were you in?
I don't know. I don't got all the information. Why is this all about me versus history?
No, because you're the one making a claim. So I want to see if your claim is justified.
No, I didn't make a claim. All I just said was that there were Cushites. We see quote unquote Africans living in the Middle East.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, no, my brother, you're jumping all over the place. You said that you traced back to Sephardic Jews and they went into the Africa and they were slaves and they came over on the ships. So that would tell me if you're a Sephardic Jew, I doubt that very. Hold on, I doubt that very much. But what did your DNA say? Tell us.
It said I didn't say Sephardic. All I said was from Portugal. I said my people came from Portugal.
So Portuguese Jews are what type of Jews?
He didn't say Portuguese Jews. He just said Portuguese.
Okay, so Portuguese.
So
they don't have to be a Jew.
That's like
it could be R. It could be R. Okay, no problem. Thanks again. Thanks again for the information. But okay. So you're saying you came over as a slave?
Correct.
All right, and you have R.
No.
What's your marker?
I didn't remember no R's. I remember like an E something.
Nah, we didn't even see that. Nah. He gotta show that shit. Hell no. Log into your 23andMe, man.
Hey, let me say this before my brother Starchild goes back. This is a comment that's being made all the time. Why aren't y'all telling Israelis they're fake? Who is the Israelis that are fake? Who are the Israelis that are fake? Explain to me who they are. Are you talking about the people who are light, who have a lighter skin complexion, who claim to follow Judaism?
Hey,
I'm telling you, I no longer deal with race. I've given up on race. I put them all in two categories: idiots and non-idiots. If you want to judge me as a person of darker hue and say you're better than me because I'm dark skinned, you're an idiot. And it goes the same way for you. If you feel you're better than somebody who is lighter skinned because of their skin tone, you're also an idiot. So I don't need to debate who's race and who's this, who is fake. None of y'all is real. Because the folks who believe in the Bible, whether they are brown skin, light, white, round, whatever you want to call them, they can't trace back to Jacob because Jacob is not a real guy. So none of y'all is right. This is what makes me upset about bringing up other people. Now, as far as about 2,200 years ago, we could trace. There are people who are in the world today who could trace their roots back to that lineage. Yes, it's possible. There are some people that trace back to the start of rabbinical Judaism. Some people can do it. Some people can't. I'm concerned that African Americans are hijacking a culture that was hijacked in the first place. So if you want to be on the idiotic side, be on the idiotic side. If you don't want to be an idiot, you're on the non-idiotic side. I'm not looking at you for who. I'm looking at you for you. I don't care who you are. You could be Jamaican. You could be African American. You could be from Cuba. You could be from wherever. If you're an idiot, you're an idiot. If you're not an idiot, I'm going to acknowledge you as not being an idiot. That's it. Plain and simple.
Also, a lot of them people admit to having converts, so a lot of them will admit that. So,
hey, doctor, let me ask you quick. You would admit though that the current Egyptians in Egypt right now, they're not the original?
You know what? Let me show you. You know what? I'm not my brother. They said the people that's there today, 70% at a 70% percentage that they're connected to the ancient culture. But this is street. Well, so how do you know it's a lie?
How
do you know?
How do you know it's the truth?
Hold on a second. When did you go to Egypt?
How do you know it's
when did you hold on? I'm gonna show you how you think logically and you think with color. Because on TV you see all these light skin. Hold on, my brother. I'm not gonna talk over you. Let me finish. You go to Egypt today, and you might see the people in the town look light skinned. So what? They have ancient Egyptians from the 4th dynasty. I could pull up the pictures. They look light skinned to me. They look light. It doesn't matter what they are. They are their own people. I'm not them. I don't care about that. That's a part of the idiotic arguments. So you concerned about skin tone?
No, I'm not talking about skin tone. I'm talking about ethnicity. Those are Arabs. And
my brother, the majority of the people there are not Arabs. By the way, do you know what an Arab is? This scholar had to straighten out me and Unc the other day. You know what an Arab is? Just somebody who speaks Arabic. Somebody who speaks Arabic is an Arab. An Egyptian can't speak Arabic, yo. So what do you mean by Arab?
No. So you're saying because I speak English, therefore I'm an Englishman.
Bro, the culture of the Arabs culture, the Arabic culture is about speaking Arab. Okay, that's it. Arabic.
Therefore they're Spaniards.
They're an Arab because they speak Arabic, yo. That's it.
That's so stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's a reality. What makes the Arab an Arab? Tell me the Arab. Tell me the Arab.
So tell a Mexican that he's a Spaniard then.
I'm asking you a question. What makes an Arab? Hold on. What makes an Arab an Arab? Please tell me what's an Arab.
What makes an Arab an Arab is that he is descended from a man called Ishmael.
Yeah, I had a. That's what I was gonna say. He's coming. He already stated that he's coming from the biblical sense. So in that sense, that's what
speaking
he's
Arabic.
coming from.
Yo, bro, if you don't know this, speaking Arabic is a part of being a part of the culture. So when they speak Arabic, you're now adopting a culture that's not. Well, you normally like I come from Africa. We speak the Twi or the Tree language. We go in and now we become a part of the English culture. That's all it is, bro. But I'm gonna say this to you. What? Hold on. What makes an Arab an Arab? You said Ishmael. No, that's your belief.
And you're gonna tell me yours right now. You're gonna say
no. I don't have a belief. I'm telling you what makes an Arab an Arab. Look into it. Think about it for a second.
You're saying if they speak the language, therefore they're Arabs.
That's all Arabic. That's all Arabs are doing is spreading their language.
Okay, so then if I speak Spanish, therefore I'm a Spaniard.
No, I never said that. I never said that, my brother. All the Arabs are doing. You see, this is what you don't understand. You speak in Spanish, there's no Spanish colony above you. The Arabs are the people that spread it. This is how they hold on. How did the Romans spread their culture?
Garfield, these are lame arguments.
How did the Romans? I'm trying to tell you. How do you define an Arab? Everybody who's listening, you might not agree.
Let me
for a second. What makes someone Arabic?
Yeah, can I ask about the land?
Some people think it's a superimposed culture of Arabia. You think all those people in Egypt are from Arabia?
That's what I was gonna say. Arabia.
Lives in Japan.
No, I can't, yo. It's either you're an idiot or you're a non-idiot. I'm not having these conversations.
So if I live in Japan and I'm a black man, I'm Japanese now. They're gonna accept me as their own. I'm a Japanese person. I accept the culture and everything. I'm Japanese now.
The Arabic. I'm gonna say this again. When you go to Egypt, Egypt is a republic is an Arabic republic. Yes, it is.
It's so sad that you can't. Well, then I think this conversation is pretty much done because you're saying that if you speak a language, therefore you're a part of the people, which goes against science, which goes against bloodlines, which goes against everything. So the people in Egypt right now, those are not the original Egyptians that were there 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, and it's sad that you're saying that.
Hey, D-Red, what is Arabic culture? I would love to know what's Arabic culture. When you say somebody's Arabic, what do you mean? I'm gonna ask you, Star Child, what do you mean? Literally, what do you mean? Forget about your religion for a minute. What do you mean? I'm curious. Think about it for a second. I'm not arguing nobody. As I said before, you have idiots and non-idiots. I'm not arguing people. Everything that we do every day has to do with race. On the internet, it has to do with race. We are obsessed with it because we have been the least blessed culture in the world. So we're always going to feel despised and rejected. Always.
You believe that there's no difference between a black person and a Chinese person. They're the same people. They're the same race.
The Arab. Zoo, leave Ngozi alone. The Arab.
so disappointed.
Hey, Star Child, thanks for coming on, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace and love to you, bro. I appreciate you for spending some time with me and yo, you're go in as in. Yo, love my brother. Yo, love my brother. Anyway, family, hey, peace and love to y'all, man. All I'm gonna say, family, we argue about the stupidest things every single day, man. This is why I don't even like even coming on the internet no more. I got a bunch of interviews coming up. I hope y'all appreciate them. And we're just trying to get the people out here and let's get some information out, man. All right. Peace and love to y'all. I really appreciate y'all supporting my channel. Y'all don't even have to watch it. Share the show. Hey, Zoo, it's about time you come on and pick a topic, man. Pick a topic and come bless us, bro. Hey, Zoo, I need to hit Zoo, hit me up on Facebook, bro. I gotta ask you a question about something real quick too. You know what? I'm gonna ask Sean. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna ask Sean. But peace and love to y'all. 93. Thanks for spending some time with me, bro. I appreciate you all day, every day, bro.
Hey man, y'all enjoy yourself. Have a good night and be safe. Dagger Squad. Nickel.
Hey, peace to everybody, yo.
Mm-hmm. You have any last words, bro? Any last words, IBBO?
No, this was a good show, man. The whole thing. I still got to go back and check out that site for that source with the whole Ashkenazi thing, just to make sure that it ain't just a claim that it's cited.
But Ashkenazi Jews are Jews, bro. They're Jews. They're connected. They are connected to the larger community. Anybody who's attached to the larger community, you're gonna be recognized as a Jew. That doesn't mean that they are Jews ethnically 100%. It just means they are attached to the larger communities that exist today. African Americans are not attached to those communities. That's it, point blank. I'm not a hater. I'm just not a hater. I'm just a smart guy.
Can I ask you this, Garfield? So let's say an African American. I'm not coming at it. I didn't do any research on this. I'm just saying it. But let's say African American community was to do, how they were to do their DNA stuff. That's what, the markers, right? So let's say they had just a certain percent. Would they be able to have claim, or is there a certain percentage that needs to be met to make the claim?
Culturally, they're not connected because as I came up earlier, right? This is an easy thing to do, right? This is easy. All you got to do is this, and I always bring this up. Tamika don't like when I bring this up, but I always bring it up. The sickle cell trait, right? When they traced the sickle cell haplotype, they found the Senegalese haplotype, the Benin haplotype, and the one from Central America, that haplotype, right? That's the only haplotype for sickle cell in America. So everybody who has sickle cell in America or the trait comes from those three haplotypes. That's your connection to West and Central Africa. You can't go around that. Now, what happens is around 10% of the population has the sickle cell trait. That means your grandfather might not have it, but on the other side of the family, they might have it. But then again, too, you might not have it for generations. But look at it this way. 10% of the population is 5 million. 5 million African Americans have sickle cell trait or disease. And we know exactly where it comes from. Now, those 5 million people are related to the 45 million. Look at how, if you look at the map, I'm gonna show y'all a map real quick. Hold up, I'm gonna show y'all a map right now. Look at this map right here. I'm gonna show y'all Garfield is a beast. I'm gonna show y'all I'm a beast right now. Look at this map. This map is the sickle cell trait and how it moved. Look at this right here. I want everybody to see something real quickly. I saw it, bro. I'll look at it later. You see the sickle cell trait? This is the Senegalese map, right? This is the Benin haplotype. Look what the Benin haplotype did. It actually went to Egypt because they found sickle cell in pre-dynastic Egypt from the Benin haplotype. So the Bantus, what happened is it actually agrees with the Bantu expansion because the Bantu expansion, it moved, and where it moved, that's where the sickle cell trait moved to. So the sickle cell trait proved the Bantu expansion. When you look at Arab or India now, this is a different whole different haplotype of sickle cell that developed in that region. But guess what? I'm not even going to talk about this part. There's another strain that's in Arabia that they know came from Benin, from Africans, that's in some people in Arabia right now that they're researching. Look at this right here. It says the Benin haplotype went where? It went to Sumer. It went to Iraq. It went to Cyprus. So that's where is sickle cell today most concentrated? In Greece, in Iraq, in Egypt, in West and Central Africa, in North America. It's these three haplotypes: Senegal, Benin, and the one from Cameroon is in America. There's no other haplotype in America. Bruh, we are these people from West and Central Africa. We need to embrace it. And guess what? The people who had the original 7,300 years ago sickle cell, guess what was their DNA? E1B1A. 3 different types of E1B1A they had. E1B1A1, 745, L745. This is where we come from. We can't run away from it. We can't. We can't run away from Africa. That's where we come out of. And, people could run and hide and do what they want and say what they want and all that stuff. I mean, y'all could do what y'all want to do, man. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out the information and do the best that I can do for the community. But as again, I'm dividing up the people between what? Idiots and non-idiots.
Hey, keep doing the good work, Garfield, man.
Idiots and non-idiots. Sorry to hear that, James. Sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, because you got people who will say, and I don't argue with nobody about where they say they're from, man. If they, because honestly, I mean, it's not my fight, but sometimes I just look at the information and say it's right here. Now, if you want to create stories to, connect you to somewhere else, that's your, it's your life. You know what I'm saying? So, but sometimes I look, the information is there. So why are you gonna create a story to reject information that is, that is true? But hey, some people just don't. I don't want to say nothing bad about
Listen
nobody.
to this. Amid the Green Sahara, the mutation for sickle cell originated in the Sahara or in the northwest forest region of West Central Africa, at least 7,300 years ago, possibly as early as 22,000 years ago. The ancestral sickle cell haplotype to modern haplotypes come from where? Cameroon, Benin, Senegal, may have first arose in the ancestors of modern West Africans. This is the key right here, family. They said may have because guess why they said may have? Because we didn't live back then. So as a scientist, you can't say, yes, it came from. You have to say may have first arose in ancestors of who? Modern West Africans, bearing which haplogroups? E1B1A1, L485, E1B1 B1A1 U175 or E1B1A M4732. West Africans bearing the Benin sickle cell haplotype may have migrated through the northeastern region of Africa into the western region of Arabia. West Africans bearing the Senegal sickle cell haplotype may have migrated to Mauritania. They wasn't there. And Senegal, 100%. They may also have migrated across the Sahara into North Africa, and from North Africa into southern Europe and Turkey, and a region near northern Iraq and southern Turkey. Some may have migrated and introduced the Senegal and Benin sickle cell haplotype into Basra, Iraq, where both occur equally. West Africans bearing the sickle cell haplotype may have migrated into northern region of Iraq. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear the migrations of West and Central Africans into what's called the Middle East, into what's called Egypt, into what's called North Africa, into what's called Turkey, into what's called Greece or Cyprus. We migrate all over. We don't have to migrate from Egypt to West Africa only. We can migrate from here to other areas. All right?
Right on. That's good info right there, though. That's good info for real, man. I keep spreading it though, man, because you got people who don't want to be from Africa. You know, I mean, that don't even. I mean, when I say from Africa, they don't want to have their origin be from Africa. You know, for whatever they rather, you know, choose their own origin. But if the information, if people want to reject information, you just got to let them be. Don't argue with nobody though about that. Just let it be what it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just let it be what it is. You know, some people gonna reject information for whatever reason. If you know, if they're caught into their religious faith, or if they just, you know, if they know themselves to be one thing their entire life, they don't, you know, they don't want to connect to something else. And you just let them be, you know. But at least you putting the information out there. It's up to whoever to receive it. You know?
Hey, James Atmos, around 10% of African Americans have sickle cell disease or the trait. Around 10% of Afro-Brazilians, which is millions upon millions of people, they're talking about over 50 million people, have the sickle cell trait. In Jamaica, around 10% have it. So everywhere the slaves went, around 10% of them still have it. It's a trace. That's your genetic marker to say, here what? I'm from West and Central Africa. I'm not from no Israel. But anyway, family, peace and love to y'all, man. Hold on, Garfield. That's Dante's theory that the medieval Jews of Portugal and Spain were black and found the Jews on Israel. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah. Johnny Blocker, peace and love, man. Ain't seen in a while. I'll be back live Friday. I know Monica is gonna be live whenever she wants. But I'll be live back Monday. I might be live Sunday, man, because you know I'm in my Knicks doing the damn thing, man. I'm telling y'all, Knicks going to the finals, man. Y'all gonna say Garfield is an idiot. All right, I'm telling y'all. We got a squad. I'm telling you, we play defense and we could knock down 3-pointers, and we got the best point guard in the game. That's all I'm gonna say right now. All right, peace and love.
Peace, brother Garfield.
Oh man, I was talking about you earlier too, Chuck Morgan. I was talking about you earlier, man. All right, peace and love, man. I appreciate y'all. Share the show, like the show, and let people know what's popping. All right, peace. I'm out of here.
We out.
Hold on there 1 second. I do have who am I playing this Friday? Oh, I got this. Oh, I gotta tell y'all this, man. We was playing a video of a certain person in the community, and the scholar was looking at their information and telling you what is what. And I'm pretty impressed. I was pretty impressed with the scholar. She was game. She's like, this is what I do. I'm a linguistic expert. This is what I do. So that's coming up. Then we got another dude coming up. Another doctor. Y'all know I only interview doctors. Then I got the doctor about Judaism and the scriptures. And then we got 2 Egyptologists, one Monday and one Friday. The one Friday is a dagger. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 Egyptologists. We're gonna split them up. That's 8 weeks of information. Cause y'all know I'm gonna split it up in 2. So and then on I got so much stuff, man. I interview Islam and slavery. I got to do that May 11th. I had to reschedule that one. But we got a bunch of stuff coming up, man. A bunch of stuff. All right. Peace and love to y'all, and enjoy y'all evening. Much love and much respect. And we gonna do what we gotta do. Yo, Chuck could do whatever you want to do anytime, man. He just gotta pass the torch and say, "Here, put this up." That's all he gotta do. All right. Peace and love, family. We out of here. 1,
2.